you could possibly have. It's almost laughing about it when you go and talk to them. It can't be any worse than it's already been. But finally, 2 top 10s in the last 5 races, and last week, finishing 9th doesn't sound like a lot. They gained 10 points at the cut line. They're back in the top 15. Keep an eye on them. This is a good place for him, and they have to turn it around.
And back to college, Josh Williams.
All right, for Josh Williams, we know he had the illness earlier this year, which is really unfortunate. I think for him, this has been a way better season than we saw out of him last year.
What is up, motherfuckers and party people? How the hell is everybody doing today? Hope everybody's having a great fucking day. I sure am, because we got NASCAR Xfinity racing coming up here. It is the Tennessee Lottery 250 from Nashville Superspeedway in Lebanon, Tennessee.
His first crown jewel win in the Coca-Cola 600. Of course, he's already got a win here back in 2023 in Nashville. And of course, he's looking to do that in the Xfinity Series. But Ross was impressive.
Such a classic Ross Chastain with grit, determination. That found the speed when it mattered most, made the pass, and took home the crown jewel.
Yeah, had a pretty good practice today too, right, Dylan?
He did, and as you guys see there, of course, the winner of NASCAR's longest race a week ago. So different car, different series tonight, but how does a win like that kind of set the tone for the rest of your NASCAR racing season?
Dylan, that sets the tone and the feeling for the rest of my NASCAR career. I mean, to win the Coca-Cola 600 on that stage and the way we did it with Jockey and Trackhouse after well documented what we tried to get back to speed-wise, it was an amazing feeling. Something that I'll never forget. But the best thing about the sport is every 7 days, or in this case 6 days, we go back to work. And the ring's off, and time to go to work in this acceptance Chevy for JRM. Fun track, and this was high on the bucket list for me to run in Nashville. I didn't get to run the fairgrounds the other night, but knew I wanted to be in the Xfinity race. So, yeah, big for a lot of reasons around Trackhouse and here in Nashville. So that's where it all started. Where Justin Marks had the idea and started building it out, whiteboarding it. So get to go run for Dale Jr. I knew in 2014 I wanted to drive one of these cars, and it took till 25 to get in it.
He's been good in it the first 2 starts of the year, making his 3rd start tonight in the 9 car for JRM.
Yeah, thanks, Dylan. And of course, coming off a big win at the Coca-Cola 600, now he gets to have a little fun in this Xfinity Series car, but he really does like driving this car.
He does. It's a lot of fun. We always hear from the Cup drivers how much fun they have driving these cars. I love how he mentioned that since 2014 he's wanted to drive one of these Universe cars. That's what he told us earlier this year. And he also added, I really want to win in one. I think tonight could be really big for him. You know, the confidence you get from William, he did it, going up there and passing William Byron with the car and getting better through the whole race. That confidence at the top of the game, it will do wonders for you. And to have fun here in the Xfinity Series, I know he's doing that.
Hey, have you done your deck stretches today yet? Yeah, your deck stretches? Because you're going to have to be looking up in the booth. You got Austin Cindric joining you in the booth, of course. That'll be a lot of fun with his insight in the Xfinity Series. We've got pre-race ceremonies coming up next when we come back.
You know Harbor Freight for affordability, but durability goes right along with it. You see, we test, and then we test again. Now, it's time for you to put us to the test. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Febreze. When you host, your bathroom can feel like a revolving door. Keep things fresh with Febreze Bathroom. It's an outlet-free air freshener that fights odors for 45 days. So even after every flush, you know your bathroom smells amazing. La, 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 la. Drop your drawers, get going. Drop your pants. Nothing showing, you feel confident and clean.
Feeling confident starts by dropping the toilet paper and picking up Dude Wipes, the extra large flushable wet wipe that clears instead of smears. Dude Wipes, best clean, pants down.
Tuesday, NXT on the CW keeps making history as the unprecedented champion Trick Williams defends the gold against TNA's Mike Santana. All new this Tuesday at 8, 7 Central on the CW.
Finding a quality roofer can be tough.
I'm tough and a little invasive.
I'll beat any price.
Get out. How did you get in here? Dog door.
You don't have a dog.
I do.
What? Stellar Roofing's professional staff and industry-leading warranty guarantee your investment for decades to come.
We want to make sure that people start their day with a good breakfast. Our mission is to help folks in different areas, impoverished areas in the Syracuse area, to obtain food. The Interreligious Food Consortium is a small agency, but we're mighty. Music for the Mission will help us provide breakfast food for those in need in our community.
Hunger and homelessness is a problem everywhere. All we raise goes directly to the groups that help the homeless and the hungry. Or go to musicforthemission.org and join in our organization.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Right now, get employee pricing on a 2025 Ford F-150, plus an extra $4,000 bonus cash, only at your local Ford stores.
The CNY Central newsletter. The news you need in your inbox. A deeper dive just a click away. Start delivery now at cnycentral.com/sign-up.
Nashville, Tennessee. Yep, not really. It's Lebanon, Tennessee.
Welcome back to Nashville Super Speedway as the Xfinity Series kicks off the second half of the regular season. One driver to keep your eye on tonight is Jesse Love. He impressed in this race last year, finishing third after starting from the rear. He's got some work to do tonight, too, starting in the 15th position. But when I checked in with him, he said, qualifying has not been their strong suit this year because they're so focused on getting their cars right for the race. Well, they freed that car up for him a little bit after he complained it needed to turn better on throttle in practice, Dylan, so we'll see what they've got for the race.
Well, Kim, Connor Zilic returned to the familiar confines of the 88 car last week after missing a race at the start of the month due to a back injury. He finished second. That was his career best oval finish. And Connor said it was good to come back with a strong finish, but that's where we should be running every week. This team still has a goal of getting Connor's first oval win before Mexico City. Tonight's their last shot to get it done before we hit the road course in 2 weeks, Carla.
That's right, and as we get ready to start today's pre-race ceremonies, Golden Corral would like to take a moment to thank our nation's heroes. It is a privilege to serve those who serve. It's time now for our pre-race ceremonies here at Nashville Super Speedway.
Please rise as you are able. Remove your hats and veterans render a hand salute as the Wilson County Emergency Agency Color Guard presents our nation's colors. Here to offer tonight's invocation, please welcome Pastor for Providence Church from Mount Juliet, Tennessee, Jacob Armstrong.
Let us pray. Dear God, we thank you for this beautiful night and this amazing event. We thank you that we get to share in it together. We pray your protection over the drivers and their teams, and we thank you for those who are protecting us, our police, first responders, and military here and everywhere. Thank you again, God, that we get to do this with you and together. We look to you, we trust you. In Jesus' name we pray, amen.
Amen.
Here to perform our national anthem, please welcome small business owner and Nashville-based artist, Rocky Wallace.
You see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glow
America.
Golden Corral has supported our veterans for over 2 decades through military appreciation nights, providing meals to veterans and active duty service members at no cost. And as a founding partner of Camp Corral, Golden Corral helps send children of wounded, ill, or fallen military members to summer camp each year. It truly is a special
So William Sawalich starts on pole tonight.
And with that,
So my win pick for tonight is the guy who's starting in, where's he starting? 8th place. Eric Amarola. That's my win pick.
If you feel like you're on the wrong road with your finances, Credit Karma can help you push through to a better place. With personalized guidance to improve your credit, savings, taxes, and more, so you can find your way to money. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
I've always been an active person. Yoga is a big part of who I am. I love how it makes me feel. But not long ago, I felt I had to hang up this old yoga mat. You see, I have symptomatic obstructive HCM, which left me so short of breath. I felt like a bystander in my own life. So I talked to my cardiologist, and he prescribed Camzyos. He said it works by targeting what's causing my obstructive HCM.
Camzyos is used to treat adults with symptomatic obstructive HCM. Camzyos may improve your symptoms and ability to be active. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with a serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help if you have new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking Camzyos, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy.
With Camzyos reducing my symptoms, I've gone from sitting on the sidelines to being back in the game. My name is Stephanie, and this is my Camzyos moment. Call your cardiologist today and see if a Camzyos moment may be in your future too.
You know Harbor Freight for affordability, but durability goes right along with it. You see, we test, and then we test again. Now, it's time for you to put us to the test. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
These dishes just aren't getting clean.
The problem isn't your machine. It's likely your detergent.
Really?
Really. I recommend switching to Cascade Platinum Plus. These new pods are packed with more soaking, scrubbing, and rinsing action. Plus, the grease-fighting power of Dawn, easily removing up to 100% of tough stuck-on foods.
That's impressive.
And it works so well, it even keeps your filter clean. Cascade, the #1 recommended brand. Just scrape, load, and you're done.
If you feel like you're on the wrong road with your finances, Credit Karma can help you push through to a better place. With personalized guidance to improve your credit, savings, taxes, and more, so you can find your way to money. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
It's shined up, it's buttoned up, the racetrack is spectacular. We're delighted to be back in Music City.
This has been really an action-packed track over the last few races. Look forward to the same today here at Nashville Super Speedway.
Then the class in the field, make it official. He is best of show, Justin Allgaier. There is no stopping AJ Allmendinger. Let's go! Racing down the front straightaway to the start-finish line. Big crash. Stay in it.
John Hunter Nemechek with the track completely blocked down on the apron. He'll take the checkered flag.
The historic win, number 100, happens today in Music City.
It was William Sawalich taking the pole earlier today, his first of the season, and that is exactly what this 18-year-old rookie driver needed. A boost of confidence after what has been a lackluster season so far, plagued by bad luck and mistakes. This team has started a slow climb upwards the last couple of weeks, coming off back-to-back top 15s. The team told me it feels like they've stabilized a little bit, Dylan.
In long-run speed has helped propel Austin Hill to top 10s in each of his 4 starts here. Problem is they got a short run in here to deal with too. Austin starts second tonight. Wants to make sure everybody gets through turn one unscathed, but it's important for him
All right.
to maintain track position.
What's the stage breakdown for tonight?
He feels like after about 10 laps, they'll be able to legitimately race up front, Kim.
Well, Sheldon Creed will roll off fifth this evening, his best start of the season and his best start at a track that has not been kind to him. And
So stage 1 is 45 laps. Stage 2 is also 45 laps, so that'll be lap 90. And then the final 98 laps is the final stage. It's 188 laps. Fuel run is 66 to 70 laps, so in the first two stages you won't have to pit under green, but in the final stage, if it went green, you would.
He did say, though, he'd like to translate the feel he has in the car to more than just on concrete. He's always a threat, but especially tonight. Time to go racing in the Music City, 250 miles up next.
And now, here to say the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome Vice Chair Board of the Director, Tennessee Education Lottery, John Crossland. Drivers, start your engines.
Engines are fired.
Well, we hope you're ready for some racing on a Tennessee night. It's time for the Xfinity race on the CW. The green flag is next with the booth welcoming us back.
Reaching your financial
What's up, Andy? How you doing today?
Credit Karma gives you personalized guidance to improve your credit, savings, taxes, and more, so you can find your way to money. Intuit Credit Karma. Karma you can count on.
I've always been an active person. Yoga is a big part of who I am. I love how it makes me feel. But not long ago, I felt I had to hang up this old yoga mat. You see, I have symptomatic obstructive HCM, which left me so short of breath. I felt like a bystander in my own life. So I talked to my cardiologist, and he prescribed Camzyos. He said it works by targeting what's causing my obstructive HCM.
Camzyos is used to treat adults with symptomatic obstructive HCM. Camzyos may improve your symptoms and ability to be active. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with a serious
anime you found is
infection,
gruesome.
irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. You can't stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help if you have new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking Camzyos, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy.
With Camzyos reducing my symptoms, I've gone from sitting on the sidelines to being back in the game. My name is Stephanie, and this is my Camzyos moment. Call your cardiologist today and see if a Camzyos moment may be in your future too.
I made the decision to move here and be with you. I'm happy with that choice. Finally gonna meet Cal's parents.
Now he wants to talk. Welcome home, son.
Chase Briscoe got the pole for tomorrow? Yep, he did.
It's risky business. One mistake, one unsafe condition, and your life can change instantly. At Stanley Law, we know construction accident laws inside and out. Using the Stanley system, we do our research, bring in the right expert witnesses, and leave no stone unturned to get you the maximum award. Just get here, because when we work together, we win.
Come find your ride. 2025 Harley-Davidson models are here with sleek design upgrades and cutting-edge electronics. Reimagined for an unbeatable riding experience. Redesigned controls, all-new LED lighting systems, improved braking, enhanced suspension, and rider-focused ergonomics. Built for the bold, we're taking the thrill of the open roads and new heights. Schedule your test drive at Performance Harley-Davidson.
You need a roof that will stand up to our severe New York weather. Heavy rain, strong winds, snow and ice. Our Comfort Roofing System will. We understand how a roofing system works and give you peace of mind that will protect your home through every season.
Hi, Fritz Chantilly here. Our Comfort Roofing System uses top quality components from underlayments to shingles backed by a 50-year warranty.
Save 50% off installation with 0% financing available. Visit comfortwindows.com today.
just eat popcorn when I watch the races. I'm eating ice cream right now.
Nashville, Tennessee is an awesome city. Great food, music, and fun. But tonight the focus is 30 miles east. CW Sports welcomes you to Nashville Superspeedway. And it is round 14.
Ice cream from Dairy Queen? No, I'm eating ice cream from like, I don't even know what it is. I think it's that Breyers shit.
On this 1.3 mile concrete oval. So good to have you with us on this Saturday night.
Fucking Syndic.
I'm Adam Alexander, and the man in the middle, one of our many great guests we'll have in the booth this summer, 2020.
But at least they're actually at the track.
I'm glad you're with us, man. Welcome back to the broadcast booth.
Absolutely. Happy to be here in great company. It's super cool to be up here.
Are you sure it's ice cream?
Cars. I've got a soft spot for this series and these cars.
It definitely looks like ice cream.
This is the first time
I don't know, man.
this whole year.
Looks like ice cream to me.
The apple box. Hey, so new. You have so much knowledge, but you were just on this racetrack, which is so unique. What can we expect tonight?
Yeah, I feel like this racetrack, and I don't mean this in a negative way, but this place has a bit of an identity crisis. It doesn't know if it wants to be a short track. It doesn't know what the surface wants out of it. It doesn't know if it's an intermediate. You're going so fast, but you use the brakes a ton. So the challenges you experience here in these cars are going to be different than most other racetracks.
And it's so confusing. You and I were just talking about turn one in qualifying. We saw drivers go way deep into the corner, miss it because it's so enticing. It tricks you into thinking, I can throw all the speed in there, and then you go, oh, no. That's not going to work. It's so weird like that.
And guess what? These guys are going to do the same thing on restarts. They're going to think they got all this room to work with and stack on up, and no one's going to have a run off them, too.
What about drivers to watch tonight, Mark?
Well, one I have my eye on, he just won the Coca-Cola 600. Sorry, beat you last week. That is Ross Chastain in that JRM number 9 car. He's so motivated in these cars. He has so much fun in Xfinity, but he's wanted to be at Junior Motorsports for over 10 years. He's made it happen. He wants to get into victory lane. A lot of motivation there. I think he can be one to watch. Also, the only winner, past winner here in Xfinity at Nashville, Justin Allgaier in the 7, the one we're chasing every single week in this series. At some point, he will be leading this.
Allgaier basically told me he'll be retiring within the next year or two. I did not hear that.
Watch out. He was really fast on the long run practice.
You know, qualifying happened earlier today.
Yeah, Allgaier's been around for a long time. Been mostly in Xfinity, too. You get a few of those, you know, Xfinity or truck lifers.
Look in the CW booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, man, what you got?
Hey, nice lap. That's got to feel good, man. What do you think about tonight's race, and what's it going to take to win?
Yeah, I think we got a pretty strong Junior Super here today. Just kind of stay out front, the clean air and track position is going to be everything. So good stops and all that's going to be crucial. All going to be about no mistakes.
Good deal. Have fun, man. Keep it in the wind.
Bring back H. Scott.
Thank you.
Keep it in the wind. I like that wind. A little bit of factor earlier today on track, and we'll see if that plays a role here tonight. You mentioned qualifying earlier today. Sawalich on the pole, another rookie that's been impressive.
Allgaier said he won't be around to get it.
Yeah, I think Nick Sanchez.
I don't know. I feel like he should break that record and then retire.
I think they're continuing to gain speed.
Or like 2 more seasons. If he's around for 2 more seasons, he'll break it. If he's only around for one more year, then he'll get close, and then no. Even if he does just 1 more year, he'll be. I don't know what he's talking about. If he does just 1 more year, with all the races this year and then next year, he would break it. Yeah, I saw that the Orioles and White Sox had the benches clear. They were being a bunch of bitches, though. They didn't throw any punches or anything. Red Sox fucking lost today. They were the last team to not get shut out at all this year until today.
Got the checker flag earlier.
Baseball's fucking weird, dude.
Phoenix, that was a run of top 3 finishes for Eric and this 19 team. Not exactly where they want to be lately, but Joe Gibbs Racing historically good at Nashville Superspeedway. And since we started coming back here in 2021, they've won 2 of the 4 races.
They're always fast in these types of tracks. When you meet grip, also, it just seems like you want to be in the Joe Gibbs Racing car. They just achieve grip better than other race cars in some fashion or somehow. I don't know how they do it, but they really do. This is going to be interesting to watch. Williams Swalwich down to turn 1. What does he do?
Well, I think he's picked the right lane. You know, I think new tires on the bottom. It's an easy call. It's a shorter distance all the way to the run up to turn 1. So I think that's going to be interesting, you know, as you get into used tire restarts, as you have a lot of the time here in this series. So I think I'll be watching that lane choice all race and watching the choose as well.
This place looks great. Beautiful Saturday night. Aerial coverage provided by the Lucas Oil Helicopter. The classic rookie veteran matchup on the front row. So Swalwich inside of Austin Hill.
All right. Pace cars off. Here we go. Green flags in the air. We are racing from Nashville.
Racing in Music City.
Really solid start for Williams Swalwich here. Just don't underdrive or overdrive turn 1. It's easy to do. Sticks to the bottom really well. No fight from Austin Hill on the outside.
Green and white 41. Sam Mayer getting with it inside row 2. A little bit of a dance there. Hill clear for second. Allgaier coming in the outside lane in the second.
Just Allgaier making the outside look well. But Sam Mayer might be able to get to his left rear. He doesn't. Justin's going to clear him. That's key to be able to focus on the front 2.
I think early in this run, you're going to see this bottom lane be the preferred place to be, even in Xfinity tracks that moved up and around. But with no rubber on the racetrack, and as it continues to build, you're going to see guys move higher and higher up the racetrack into the night.
And you're always just chasing that rubber here. Like as it lays down, you're trying to get away from it, but you can only go so high, and then eventually you've got to make it work in the rubber.
And that's what makes concrete racetracks so interesting. One, because the surface is lighter, so you can actually visibly see it better than what you can on asphalt tracks, but it picks up really, really easily. So I think as you see Austin Hill dive down, he's going to try and get William to look a little bit, but got that drive off, able to hook the line, be more disciplined, and I think that's going to pay off. That discipline off of turn 2 is something that you're going to really want out of your race car.
The Simply Safe home security on board there, Austin Hill, as he looks to the outside now, and you saw him dive down. That's how he drives this racetrack. He just has a super direct line to the bottom, and if for some reason it works here, Williams going to have to not let that get to him as he uses a more conventional wide arc line. That's just how Austin Hill drives this racetrack.
Look at these drivers back behind him, just outside the top 15. 19, Eric Almirola, 9, Ross Chastain. Hard to imagine. We're not going to be talking about them a lot tonight. Sheldon Creed has slid a little bit at the beginning in the 0. And
yeah, Sheldon fell back to 8.
Sanchez, who's been so hot lately. 3 wide. The 2 is Jesse Love. The 8 is Sammy Smith. And sandwiched in between the fluorescent 20 of Brandon Jones.
What a move by Jesse Love. You want to get these passes done quick because you've talked about this, Austin. You can get stuck side by side here if you are not decisive with making a pass quickly.
This one does have that short track feel when you can't get a pass done. It's really easy to be impatient as you see a battle for second here with Allgaier and Hill.
2 drivers that have combined this year to win 5 of our first 13 races. And you could chalk up 3 or 4 more, if not for late race issues from time to time. For Allgaier, including last week, can't complete the pass here. And that's the one thing I heard a lot of drivers talk about. At this particular racetrack, you get up to someone, you feel like you've got a better race car just so hard, as we talk about it, to complete the pass.
But I think it takes discipline to get a pass done at this racetrack because, yeah, it is track position oriented, but you know, to run an unpreferred line like you see Allgaier trying to do, and you know, Austin Hill's trying to wrap the paint, but once you get side by side, it's hard for both guys to complete the corner the way they want to. With these cars, you do have control as an outside car, but that bottom is still the preferred lane this early in the run.
That outside car has so much leverage and be able to take away the air on the right side of your race car. As Justin is going to peek to the inside, he gets a little air on that left front headlight. Can't quite get there to side draft to 21. Now what does he choose to do down into 3?
When that decision as a race car driver is so important, you're all stopped up behind another driver. What do you do with it? Allgaier goes right back to the well, goes to,
this is tight.
3 wide again. Jesse Love's been in the middle of all of this. He's trying to move forward through the pack.
And some good young drivers here. Jesse Love, last year's Rookie of the Year, in front of 2 other rookies. Celsius onboard camera, you're riding here with that 16, and Eckes has been so impressive at this racetrack, and right behind him, the 88 Connor Zilich. For Zilich's first ever start at Nashville Superspeedway in any series.
The Dodgers uniforms look pretty good. City Connects. Do they make new City Connects?
You know, you're dealing dirty air as he follows Christian Eckes.
sort of in his tire tracks. That's something that's really easy to get lulled into doing here. You want to work at just finding minute areas.
That's the one you no, that's a new one. Yeah, I like that.
Even go to the outside and get your right front headlight out as he does that a little bit into turn one. You're just trying to get air to the front of the car, help it turn.
Sam Mayer for position.
So this is an extension of that battle we were watching with Austin Hill and Allgaier. That was Justin, you know, I guess trying the outside lane there in 1 and 2 didn't work, and Sam Mayer's trying to capitalize.
Momentum and rhythm. It's a big part of the equation at this place.
It is, and you can get lulled in here at times of being really in the zone as we look at the 7 here of Justin Allgaier go a little high into 1 to try and roll the outside of the 21, and that's just lost the rear. And it seems minute, but that's a big moment for the 7.
It's a big moment, but it's also, he saw an opportunity, right, to grab that right rear quarter panel, try and have that leverage to take control of the 21 car, but obviously that outside lane is still not quite ready to make lap time and have that entry speed that he was trying to get to. Meanwhile, I think Williams done a pretty good job at opening up his lead in the 18 car. It looked like Austin Hill had a good run, but he's been able to control the race so far as these guys battle for third.
When Williams got the lead off turn 2 opening lap, I'm like, that's got to be a nice deep breath. And then Hill was there, and then right now, as you said, Williams pulled away a little bit and breathing easier. Let's go down to Dillon.
Just a quick handling update on the 7 of Justin Allgaier. Came on the radio a bit ago and said, I'm too tight in the center, but think that might be dirty air. So you've seen him start to move around, try and do some self-medicating, and he's reeled the 21 back in. Thinks that just speaks to the confidence that he has in his race car. And we know he's really good here and certainly challenging out for that second spot once again.
Yeah, and you see Austin Hill right up in front. He's trying to find different lines, and that tells me if I'm Justin Allgaier, Austin isn't 100% happy with his race car. That's a weakness if you're looking for something new while you're under pressure. So I think Justin has something to work with. He's got some leverage. See the 53 slow here.
William Sawalich still leading. Has about a second lead over Austin Hill.
Speed. Mason Maggio driving at 53. No caution. Stay green as he soldiers on.
You know, I like what you meant there. If he's moving around in terms of Austin Hill, then he's probably searching, trying to find some speed. But he told me, and I know this just watching him race here, he likes to move up. Like, he wants to make that work. And it's not the preferred lane. Like, we're looking at who's leading this. He's stuck to the bottom, but that 21, he wants to be outside, and I think he's found it right now.
Coming out of the first turn, into the straightaway, was key to get ahead of the curve and take the lead for rookie driver William Sawalich. 4 laps in his career led coming into tonight, but he's led them all so far this evening in Nashville.
Men, get ahead of your curve with a bump. Explore Peyronie's disease treatments at GetSomebody4PD.com.
Cole's mom, tucked in or out?
In for the wedding photos, out for the dance floor.
Yeah.
No, like you're dancing, just like a person.
Oh, sure.
Hey,
honey, I'm dancing.
Don't.
Okay.
And that's how you goals.
At Ace, however you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
So, you like NASCAR but don't know who to root for? Here's some Toyota legends you can get behind. Meet Tyler Reddick. Crushed it in Xfinity Series and now he's here. Basically the Cinderella story if Cinderella drove 200 miles per hour. Then there's John Hunter Nemechek. New kid on the block. All gas, no brakes. Oh, and Denny Hamlin. Ever heard of Daytona? He's won it 3 times. No big deal. We have a lot of drivers. All legends. You pick. You in?
Shady Rays sunglasses. Break them or lose them. Or replace them. Easy as that.
Kyle's gonna need new Shady Rays tight.
Let's get him.
I love this commercial.
Shady Rays. Eyewear that has your back.
At Napa, we're the pros.
Get some Shady Rays then? Maybe I will.
Pros everywhere you need us, with every part you need. From brake pads to stock your shop in Orange County, California,
Brake pads.
to oil filters for your fleet in Orange County, Florida. It's why we built a nationwide network of parts and exceptional service.
Jaden, do you have the Kyle Busch pair?
To keep businesses big, small, and everything in between moving full speed ahead.
Caitlin Clark from the logo.
You know, life would be easier if I could do everything from the logo.
No.
To assist.
You should get it.
It worked! Buckets. Now that's a tomato. Sheboygan.
The answer is Sheboygan.
Image. P-E-Z-O-L. Bottom row?
From the logo. State Farm with the assist.
Zoe?
That's the one.
Today, you're meeting for coffee. They're gonna love you. And then before you know it, hey, you're meeting a family. At Credit One Bank, we believe having the credit and rewards for the little moments today can lead to even bigger ones tomorrow. Earn up to 10x points on travel and 5x points on dining with the Credit One Bank Wander American Express card. Credit One Bank, for what's ahead.
No. I added way too much sugar to my gochujang pasta sauce. What do I do now?
What if we turn your gochujang pasta sauce into some tasty cookies?
Sweet. Tell me how.
Add butter to the sauce.
What's next?
Mix it all together.
Done. Now what?
Bake it for 10 minutes.
Got it.
Closed captioning for this race brought to you by Tableau TV. Pay once, watch forever. 71 car Ryan Ellis carrying the Tableau sponsorship. And I said it during our starting lineup. Before we jump away here, awesome job by him last week. We were literally cheering him in the booth after the race was over because he got that top 10. And I know most people are like, what? If you knew what he put in to his career and how hard he works at it, that was a moment to celebrate.
And it's not just on track, it's on track, and it's raising sponsorship and moving to different teams and more competitive teams. 144 starts and now one top 10. That's serious grit and determination.
Corey Day, other end of the experience spectrum, only his third start, driving the 17 for Hendrick Motorsports. High expectations when Cup drivers are behind the wheel. We saw William Byron awesome getting the win last week at Charlotte. Corey Day, though, really has done a nice job at a track he had never seen before this week.
Right, and finished fifth in the truck race last night. Probably the most competitive stock car race I've seen him have since his limited starts. And you know, we saw the makings of this at Texas. He had a good run going there. I think he was a little disappointed with how qualifying went. Qualifying around 21st, but up about 5 spots right now, moving forward in a place that's really tough to pass. And that experience, Austin, you know, when you have a good run somewhere, even if it's in a truck, you jump into another race car on that racetrack, it just sort of builds on it.
Well, I think what makes me excited for him is as he sees push pressure on the full tank.
How would you analyze that?
And he feels comfortable in the race, man. He's getting after it. What makes me excited for this guy is that he's going to have some consistency now. He's been jumping in and out of these cars, and now he finally gets a few races in a row. And I think that's going to be huge for him to kind of learn what he can push the boundaries on, where he's strong, where he's weak. As you see him heating up Sammy Smith here off of turn 4. Sammy gets a little loose, and he's right there to capitalize, gets that pass done in 1 and 2. Nice work as he keeps climbing through the field.
I think Sammy made a veteran decision there. Go on by, Corey. This obviously you're more inclined to want to be here. You go on by. I'm going to work on my race car.
William Sawalich working over lap traffic. 45 is Mason Massey. Let's get a report from Kim.
Yeah, William Sawalich at the point. That car was tight in practice, but nothing on the radio from William. Clean air, obviously king, but bigger than that, the priority for this young driver has been seat time. So he's run ARCA and Truck Series races when he's been able to. So he ran the race last night. Bigger than the race, though, the team told me, because qualifying for trucks was canceled yesterday. They got 50 minutes of practice for the Truck Series race that William ran, and they said that was absolutely huge. Teams just don't get that time anymore on the racetrack, and it's serving him well. He won the pole earlier, leading now, Dylan, and right now, William Sawalich having a great race here in Nashville.
And the driver he's trying to hold off in the second spot is Justin Allgaier, of course, one of the veterans of this series. This was the radio conversation a few laps ago as Justin tries to find some speed on the racetrack. 1 and 2 was really good. 3 and 4 is where they felt like they needed to find something a little bit different and a little bit better. Allgaier had gotten around Austin Hill and it closed on Sawalich, but it sort of stalled out now in that pursuit of the lead.
And the lingo there, when they're talking about the wrap, that is discipline wrapping the line. And I think that's something Justin Allgaier has historically always been really, really good at. But it's that lower entry. It's like getting to that yellow line and staying there all the way through the corner. Because as you see, Parker, the track is a lot darker than where we started the race. And that rubber in those outside lanes, that takes grip away from the race car. So being able to stay lower longer gives you grip in the car.
And he's one of the best at being disciplined in doing just that, wrapping the line.
Really, really good on the long haul. The 7 of Allgaier. William Sawalich leads. Just over 15 laps to go, stage 1 at Nashville.
Powerful, majestic, recreational. At Progressive, we treat your outdoor vehicles like the noble creatures they are. And when you bundle them with your home and auto, you can be sure they get the 24/7 protection they deserve. There you go. So they're always ready for your next adventure. Because that's just how we do it around here. Around these parts, around them parts. It's just how we do it here. Baby back ribs. Where does it go? Nobody knows.
Okay, how did you do that?
Honey, it's magic.
Well, if he can magic it away, he can magic it back.
Well, I kind of can't do that.
I need to know where my rib is.
Oh, boy.
You know Harbor Freight for affordability, but durability goes right along with it. You see, we test, and then we test again. Now, it's time for you to put us to the test. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
There's a place no map will show you. A secret spot. A high-performance hideout for cars that crave chaos. New brakes? Check. Roll cage? Check. A spoiler so big it doubles as a picnic table? Oh, you bet. Every apex we nail, every second we shave, it's all knowledge that goes right back into your ride. Look like fun? It is. You in?
Vehicle breakdowns are costly.
It started making some really weird noises.
If your check engine light comes on tomorrow, the repair could easily cost thousands.
Is that transmission?
But with Endurance, you could never pay out of pocket for a costly repair again.
They covered a $14,000 engine replacement.
$1,400. Endurance paid it. Who's going to pay for your next car repair? You or Endurance?
Call right now to get $300 off any plan. Call now.
Go, friends, gather! Kiki! Chris! Jason! Hold on to your dice.
Nice frosting, friend.
Thank you. How we doing, Kiki?
Tastes like money to me.
I can't go back to jail!
Wait, did you rob my bank?
Are we winning?
Money, power, friendship.
Let's go!
Download Monopoly Go and play the new Star Wars event today.
11 laps to go, stage 1, NASCAR Xfinity Series at Nashville. We've talked a lot about 1-2, Sawalich and Allgaier. The battle for third, Austin Hill there in the 21. 41 is Sam Mayer.
And Austin Hill started on the front row, as we know, and it's sort of fallen back a little bit here. Last week at Charlotte, similar situation, qualified really well, but took a hard push to the back early on. He said, you know, we were just way off after the cup rubber had been laid down. It's sort of thrown this team for a loop at times. They haven't been able to figure out how the tracks are changing when you guys in the Cup Series go out there and lay all that rubber down. That's a little bit different than these tires. He's the highest of anyone on the racetrack right now. We know he wants to do that.
Oh, trouble!
Big spin. 4 is Parker Retzlaff, 28 Kyle Sieg. First caution of the night. Comes out inside of 10 laps to go. Actually, right at 10 laps to go. Stage 1.
So 10 to go in the first stage.
Turn 3 and 4.
The 28 and
Drives away.
the 4 of Parker Retzlaff. Who's the 28? Jeff Burton.
It's a shame for Parker Retzloff and his 14. It seems like they have the highest.
No, Jedbird's a 27. He's a 28.
It absolutely is one end or the other with them.
There's no in between.
And sometimes it's a crash, sometimes it's a mechanical.
Yep.
But when they keep everything between the lines, they are players. Here's what
It's Kyle Sieg.
Kyle Sieg's on the inside here. Is he going to get loose? Yep.
That was about an 18-minute, 54-second green flag run to start the race.
Racing these cars. They're close to each other's doors and old tires right at the end of the stint. Yeah, it's a tough break, especially for Parker there and getting his car torn up. Doesn't look like Kyle got too much damage at all. I can tell you what this is going to do. It's going to make an interesting decision depending on how long this caution lasts for what you do for the stage.
Right. Yeah, if you want to maybe flip the stage here and come down pit road and not take the stage points for some of these teams that might decide to do that, get the track position after the stage caution. It is interesting that whenever it's the car that causes the wreck, like Kyle Sieg, he didn't get any damage. Poor Parker Retzloff destroyed there in the outside wall.
Here's 28 radio.
And that's a defense mechanism for Parker Retzloff. When someone gets to the inside of you, you kind of get real close to their right side. That takes the air off the right side, and you take that risk doing that of hopefully they hold on to it, but they get loose enough they can't put the throttle down. That gives you the momentum on the exit of the corner. What Kyle's upset about is thinking that maybe that was too aggressive this early in the race to get right on your door like that.
Well, it makes this type of racing so challenging. It is social, in my opinion. Like your interpretation of what right and wrong is. You know, you got a car tied on your outside. He's trying to defend his position. Okay, you're the one that initiated the pass, and you got loose.
Yep.
But you know the other car has some responsibility there too, and guys like us sitting up here from a bird's eye view can just say, that's racing. But
yeah,
that's something I think those two would want to talk about another day. Like, hey, you know, we get in this situation again. Was that worth it? You know, was that situation worth it where we were running, and could we both have done better?
Two sides to the story.
The pit road is open, and there's probably going to be two sides to this story as well. Do you pit here and flip the stage? Do you stay out and get stage points? A whole bunch of them up front and say, we're going to make a pit stop. Progressive pit road is open, Kim.
Including Ross Chastain there at the top in the 9-car. Crew chief Corey Shea told me this was in their playbook. Flip the stages. Points don't matter for them. Plus tire fall not huge here. Ross is complaining very tight. They will free him up. It looks a little slow there on the right side as you go. Williams to Wallich, second from the top. The points don't really matter for them because they're buried so deep. They're just going for the win here. He said he was searching for a little more in turns 1 and 2, Dylan.
Austin Hill, third from the bottom there, said he was building tight across the middle of the corner to make a chassis adjustment.
So everybody's pitting here pretty much.
He said he was too tight at the max compression point in the center of the corner. So some detailed feedback there in the 7th.
Austin Hill wins the race off pit road.
Race off pit road. Austin Hill plus 2.
Gain 2 spots.
Each lose 1. Great stop for Creed. A few drivers
Nick Sanchez up 4 spots. Creed up 4 spots.
We'll reset the running order when we come back. Short run in stage 1. We come back after the break.
After his Indy 500 win, Alex Palou looks to continue his historic season.
Incredible!
As he sets his sights on the Detroit Grand Prix tomorrow at 12:30 Eastern on Fox. Welcome to the fastest racing on earth.
How should I wash my dress? You should use a delicate cold cycle. Okay. Do I just put it in? Remember to turn it inside out to protect the sequins. Can I put it in a dryer? The icon on the tag says no.
Oh, thank goodness I asked. They just saved data.
Garlic buffalo. Disappear.
How did you do that?
Pass me one of your honey mustards.
Those are dads, all right? I think we've had enough magic at the dinner table.
Graduates, today you enter the real world, ready for whatever lies ahead, except for the following, which you are likely to find exceedingly difficult. Going to a 9-to-5 job, doing your taxes, putting on a duvet cover, taking off a duvet cover, realizing you're never gonna go to the gym. This guy knows what I'm talking about. In summary, life is hard, but saving money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive is easy. Oh, Yeah, deciding what's for dinner every night for the rest of your life.
Bring the heat with Blue Chew. Speak with a licensed medical provider at BlueChew.com to find out if Blue Chew is right for you.
Sarah Benzino, Brandon Coley, Jablonski Auto Body, LLC.
What'd she call her?
Oh, you mean Jablonski Auto Body LLC?
We actually sold the twins' name rights.
You know, like stadiums do. Kids are so expensive these days. Here he comes.
Oasis Breeze Tan and Spa.
If you need a tan, I'm your man. Can do business with you.
Or we can look at some investment options for you.
Works for us.
The right money moves aren't as absurd as you think.
It's go time.
Let's do
Nothing beats playing with friends except bankrupting friends. Download Monopoly Go and play the new Star Wars event today.
You know Harbor Freight for affordability,
Hi,
but
Chester.
durability goes right along with it. You see, we test, and then we test again. Now, it's time for you to put us to the test. Whatever you do, do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Going to be 4 laps to go, stage 1, when we get the restart. Top 6 cars stayed out. Daniel Dye, Brandon Jones, Jeremy Clements, Jeff Burton, Matt DiBenedetto, and Maya Snyder running anywhere from 13th to 30th, but obviously all on the lead lap. Nick Light's got the free pass.
All right, going to be a short run here.
3 cars on the lead lap.
What's it going to be,
Those
4
first
laps?
2 off the pit lane, Hill, Sawalich, Allgaiers up there. They're going to be row 4 on back for the restart.
Going to be 4 to go, yep.
Front row, Dye and Jones. Here they come, ending
All right, green flags back in the air. 4 laps to go in stage 1.
Pretty even restart for the front rows there as Daniel Dye spun his tires a bit, but that distance is going to pay off.
Oh, he got real tight down in the corner there. Jeremy Clements is going to take the lead. It's all about cleaning those tires off. I didn't know he did a good
Jeremy Clements to the lead.
Hill powered up on the outside. Meanwhile, Justin Allgaier taking advantage on the bottom. First car on new tires there to get through the mess.
Matt DiBenedetto did a great job with the 99.
So these guys on these old tires have got to hang on. They made this whole gamble, lose all their customers just for points. You see Chastain all the way up the racetrack.
He's going to lose all his track position.
3 to go in the stage. This is the acceptance insurance on-board camera riding with Ross Chastain. And here's Justin Allgaier looking to the outside of Clements for the race lead. And also to gain control of the race. Stage opportunity here for Allgaier.
Major power move. The first car on new tires drives by all these cars on the old tires. Had pitted, was on the 4th row, and still going to most likely win this stage.
So good here years ago when he went to victory lane. Been a great track for him. 10 starts, half of them resulted in top 5 finishes. And number 7, back where he feels he belongs, out front. A lap and a half to go, stage 1 at Nashville.
And for Austin Hill, he's going to want to try and get by. That's Benedetto in front of him. Jeremy Clements is looking the outside. Doesn't seem to have the run that Justin Allgaier had earlier.
So these old tire cars are hanging on really well.
Yes.
For you know, the strength of cars they got.
So final lap of the stage, Allgaier has the lead.
It's big for Clements. You know, he's been great. Matt DiBenedetto. And the 10 of Daniel Dye, who came in just below the cut line, had a DNF last week.
Caution.
Something good to happen. You rolled the dice to get some.
Oh, that's Corey Day.
Corey Day in the 17.
And that'll end stage 1. Justin Allgaier will get the win. Corey Day goes around there. Caution is out. That was a little bit under a 2-minute green flag run to end the stage.
The stage in front of Clements and DiBenedetto. What a great job by the 51 and 99 on those old tires. Austin Hill 4th. And then Daniel Dye. You need points. You get 6 of them here. Great execution for those drivers that stayed out on the tires. You give up the track position here, but points the name of the game. And they all got a handful of it.
And on the flip side of that, Jeff Burton stayed out there trying to get stage points, which they do week after week. And he fell all the way back to 30th. Didn't work out for him.
Yeah, if you can hang on to the track position, you can make it work. Once you lose it on the older tires, you go.
All right, I got to go pee.
Second caution of the night in stage 1 at Nashville.
diabetes, but I manage it now. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily, Jardians, at each day start. As time went on, it was easy to see. I'm lowering my A1C.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardians can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardians and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardians may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired, and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardians. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Is really swell, my little pill with a big story to tell.
At Ace, however you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks. News Nation is redefining news for all Americans with fairness, straightforward information, balance, unbiased news, respect, thoughtful conversation.
Left, right, and reasonable.
The new definition of news from the news network you can trust. News Nation.
Which automaker employs the most hourly workers in the country? Ford. Which automaker assembles the most vehicles in the country? Ford. That's not a coincidence. It's a commitment. A commitment Ford dealers share by offering employee pricing across a full lineup of Ford vehicles.
Now get employee pricing on the Bronco lineup plus 2,000 Conquest cash for owners of any competitor vehicle, no trade-in required. Only at your local Ford stores.
Before you hit the road, the first step is always the same. Buckle up. That's something that we emphasize in our family. The world is expensive these days, and just have your seatbelt on so you don't have to pay no fines and have tickets and get pulled over by law enforcement. I'm gonna get safely to where I'm headed because I got my seatbelt on, I'm responsible, I'm accountable, and everybody in my car got their seatbelt on. Strap up, baby. Click it. Don't risk it.
CW Sports coverage of the NASCAR Xfinity Series is brought to you by Subway. Get the meal of the day, a legendary 6-inch sub, chips, and a drink, only $6.99 at Subway. And by Credit One Bank, NASCAR American Express Card. Stage one complete. NASCAR Xfinity Series here at Nashville for stage one of the year for Justin Allgaier. Let's get a report on the 39 of Ryan Sieg. Dylan.
And we saw them basically coast into their pit stall at the lap 38 caution, the previous caution to this one. And the simplest explanation was that they ran out of fuel. Car was not running. They had to come in and fuel it back up. And I spoke with Matt Noyce just quickly, the crew chief. He said, it's on us. We just made a mistake. So no major issue. They got the car packed back full of fuel, refired it back up, and Ryan just has some track position to make up now.
Didn't fill it for the race, so let's talk about how that's happened. So it's a new rule basically that's come into this season for the Xfinity Series where you don't have to refill the car before qualifying, which means after you run all those laps in practice, the car is lighter, you adjust for that, you can then refuel it after qualifying. It sounds like they didn't. A very lucky timed caution.
Down to Progressive Pit Road. Here's Kim.
Brandon Jones at the top there in that bright yellow Menards Toyota. Remember, he stayed out during the caution first lap of the night for them. He said, I need more grip. There's actually no rear grip. I can't exit the corner how I want, so they will look for a little rear stability on that race car going.
Jeremy Clements in the 51 car is going to have a little bit longer stop here. He's been tight behind the wheel of that race NASCAR, and they're going to make a left front shock adjustment. So when they go around here to this side of the car, you'll get a look at least on that change. So slower stop within. Matthew Benedetto and as well as Daniel Dye at the bottom of the screen said that he was tight in the center of 3 and 4. They battled that condition all day today, so trying to get it a little bit better on the 10 car.
So the good news is that you get some stage points. The bad news is now you come down and you pay the price. You get your tires top off with fuel and you lose the track position. Justin Allgaier, so good on concrete, but outstanding at Nashville. 3 stage wins here, including the sweep that he picked up here in 2022 when he went to Victory Lane.
My moderate to severe Crohn's symptoms kept me out of the picture. Now I have Skyrizi.
I've got places to go and I'm feeling free. Controlling my Crohn's means everything to me. Control is everything to me.
And now I'm back in the picture. Feel significant symptom relief at 4 weeks with Skyrizi, including less abdominal pain and fewer bowel movements. Skyrizi helped to visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. And with Skyrizi, many were in remission at 12 weeks, at 1 year, and even at 3 years. Don't use if allergic. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and TB. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or UC. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's disease. Skyrizi is also approved for ulcerative colitis.
Fill up on all the good stuff at Subway. All your faves packed with tons of crispy veggies and fresh sliced meats. And now buy any footlong in the app for just $6.99. Great bread, great meat, great sauce, great deal. Get on it, people. Order now on the Subway app.
You on guard today? Oh, nah. They just got Simply Safe. It protects the whole home inside and out.
Stop. This is Simply Safe.
Whoa!
That was impressive.
There's no safe like Simply Safe.
I'm so cold.
Things are heating up.
Bring the heat with Blue Chew. Speak with a licensed medical provider at BlueChew.com to find out if Blue Chew is right for you.
When I switch to T-Mobile, you'll give me an iPhone 16 Pro. Help pay off my old phone, and I still get to keep it?
That's right. No trade-in.
No!
Yes. It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile, get a new iPhone 16 Pro on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your old phone up to $800.
At Ace, however you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
When my doctor gave me Breztri for my COPD, things changed for me. Breztri gave me better breathing, symptom improvement, and reduced flare-ups.
Breztri won't replace a rescue inhaler for sudden breathing problems. It is not for asthma. Tell your doctor if you have a heart condition or high blood pressure before taking it. Don't take Breztri more than prescribed. Breztri may increase your risk of thrush, pneumonia, and osteoporosis. Call your doctor if worsened breathing, chest pain, mouth or tongue swelling, problems urinating, vision changes, or eye pain occur.
Ask your doctor about Breztri.
NASCAR on Prime at Nashville Super Speedway. Music City, baby. Let me play you my favorite song. Rewind racing and a guitar if you win. Would you smash it? Go make out smashes the pedal on the right.
Here we go. See what you got here. Safety up.
This is NASCAR on Prime.
Stream Nashville tomorrow. NASCAR, it's on Prime. Start your 30-day free trial.
In honor of Military Appreciation Month, GovX is proud to support those who serve our country and communities. If you have a military or first responder background, scan the QR code now for unbeatable deals on thousands of top brands. GovX, savings for those who serve. And now we do our Golden Moment, brought to you by Golden Corral. Restart on the fourth row. Justin Allgaier said, I got tires and I'm coming through. 7 driving right to the front.
Got a little bump there from Sheldon Creed to propel him forward out of 2 and basically never looked back. Got control control this race, and I think that is a problem for all of our other competitors that the 7 has gotten to the lead of this race. He looked like the best on the long run in practice. He looked good on the short run, Austin. He's overall just fast.
Yeah, but Justin Allgaier concrete. How are you gonna bet against this guy? And that's gonna make this restart very important. Try and get control back from this guy. And you know, you've had a chance to make adjustments in your car. This is the first time Xfinity Series have been here at night in quite some time, and these guys have been able to put a few wrenches in the window and make some adjustments. And
all right,
those guys are able
going
to
back green.
Lost a lot of track position.
Green flag is in the air. Stage 2 is underway.
Here's the field. Echo Park restart zone. Allgaier up there with Hill on the front row.
Really good jump from Austin Hill there to give himself a shot here into turn 1.
Great restart by him. He's going to be able to try and get down to the... Oh, he's not able to stay there beside Justin Allgaier. Justin falls to the lead.
Allgaier takes the lead.
Teammates were there for third. Creed in the 00, 41, Sam Mayer. And hey, let's give a pop to number 1, Carson Waffle, a rookie driver, having a good night.
He is. He came in here after running here last year. Felt like it was one of his worst races in Xfinity, one of the toughest tracks. Worked really hard at it and a solid qualifying. And now finding himself in the top 5. Great run for Carson Waffle.
Hey, but you talk about racing on concrete. I go back to last spring when he was so good at Dover. Felt like he could have won the race. I know two totally different places, but if you're going to make concrete connections, Carson's a guy to watch. He's 4th now. You know, we haven't said a lot about Eric Almirola, 19, going outside of Mayer, a bit of a wiggle.
Sam Mayer got very loose there, and it just looks like a tiny wiggle, but here there's just not a lot of room for error. We saw what happened with Kyle Sieg and Parker Retzloff, and that inside car is always vulnerable when they get loose like that to having a big moment.
Tell you what, he carried some big entry speed down in there.
Oh, yeah.
Look at Sellers, 88.
Wide. What a corner.
Connor says, thank you very much. I will be taking that position.
Another one that's been quiet early. But he's also someone that's so talented, and we've seen it so many times this year. Goes to the track for the first time, quiet stage 1, stage 2, and then he takes off, and a big slide off the corner into the wall a bit there for Mayer.
Tell you what, as I look into the distance, I think you could say the same about Taylor Gray. He was up into the top 10, didn't qualify very well, and kind of methodically made their way forward in that 54 car. I expect them to continue to do the same.
And for those that don't watch every week in the NASCAR Xfinity Series, composite bodies, you can get away with a shot like that. We see it week after week, and usually one of the first cars to hit the wall is Sam Mayer. Somehow he makes it work. He squeezes Sammy Smith right there down into 3. He's kind of on tilt right now.
Oh, Josh Williams.
Yeah, I was just saying.
Top 10 run.
During the break, and he was top 10 last week. In fact, he's been top 10 2 of the last 4 weeks. Colleague's got a great history here. 11, 2 for 1. He gets the 8 of Smith. He gets the 41 of Mayer. Celebrate Josh Williams.
Great move. That's exactly what we want to see out of Josh Williams. You know, had a tougher start to the season, that illness, but a better start than he had last season. This is when he needs to start putting that car in the top 10 more often, clicking off top 10s, and he's doing that right now.
Plus 19 tonight.
They want the 41 and the 8 are just trading blows here, and they're just getting passed because they're racing so hard. And Ross Chastain's going to take advantage, as you see Sam Mayer's contact with the outside wall here on the left side of the screen.
Yeah, it's just running out of race.
Yeah. But here on the bottom right there, Chastain going all the way to the top. They're trying to take advantage of that. He's already recovered from that bad restart to end stage 1, and he's got a decision to make. The 41, I think for Ross, it's a foregone conclusion now. How do I get a run on the 8 as you see Sam Mayer trying to fight back?
If you're in Sam Mayer's position, as you're falling back like this, I know it's frustrating, right? But you've got to sort of center yourself and start to just focus on the task at hand. You've lost a ton of positions. How do you just stop the bleeding?
Well, I think as a crew chief, I'm sitting there going, what happened? Yeah. Like, what do we do? Did we make adjustments? Did we not do the right thing as the track changed, as the sun continues to set? But obviously not a great restart here for the 41 car.
Let's get a report from Dylan.
Well, and yeah, quickly on Sam Mayer, as we see a good battle for position here between Taylor Gray and Christian Eckes. For the 41 of Mayer, Parker, you and I were in the hauler earlier today, and what did he tell us? We need 90% type of days. They've just had
Caution.
10 in the last 6 races, and Sam felt like in order to...
Oh, that's the 31. Is that Christian Eckes?
To settle in as we got a caution on the racetrack.
31 is Blaine Perkins.
Oh, that's Blaine Perkins.
Third caution of the night as he...
So Blaine Perkins brings out the third caution of the night.
Let's see how he ended up all the way in there. He was about as far to the middle as you
That was a little bit under a 4-minute green flag run.
Came back up to the pit lane.
Looks like all his tires are up. Not much damage. See if this exit off of turn 4 kind of looks like here. We're off of 4. Outside.
Enziata on the inside. Oh, just gets the left rear. It's how he ended up down there.
Yeah, Blaine's probably not going to be super thrilled with that, but I think with the 70 car, he's just trying the best he can to carry the speed off on the bottom. He already doesn't have the momentum. He's probably already lost the spot. Yeah, just lost the nose a bit on the exit. Probably not intentional, just unfortunate for the 31.
Early caution, stage 2. Allgaier, the race leader. Hill, Creed, Popple, Almirola, the top 5. 31. Spinning.
Shady Rays sunglasses. Break them or lose them. Or replace them. Easy as that.
Kyle's gonna need new Shady Rays Titan.
Let's get him another pair fast.
Bye.
Shady Rays. Eyewear that has your back. From day one, right down the street, to present day, all over America. Napa and our nationwide network of parts and exceptional service were built for one mission: to keep your business moving full speed ahead.
For pain in multiple spots like here, here, or here, Salon Pass patches stick firmly and remove comfortably once your pain is gone. Salon Pass. It's good medicine.
Did you bring it?
Zoe? That's the one, huh?
Today, you're meeting for coffee.
They're gonna love you.
And then before you know it,
Hey!
you're meeting the family. At Credit One Bank, we believe having the credit and rewards for the little moments today can lead to even bigger ones tomorrow. Earn up to 10x points on travel and 5x points on dining with the Credit One Bank Wander American Express card. Credit One Bank, for what's ahead.
When you're the leader in disaster cleanup and restoration, how do you make like it never even happened happen? Let it rain, Randy! Woo! Yes! By being prepared for anything! Whatever comes your way, there's a pro for that.
Surf Pro, like it never even happened.
When I switch to T-Mobile, you'll give me an iPhone 16 Pro, help pay off my old phone, and I still get to keep it?
That's right, no trade-in.
No!
Yes! It's our best iPhone offer ever. Switch to T-Mobile, get a new iPhone 16 Pro on us. No trade-in needed. We'll even pay off your old phone up to $800.
Liberty Mutual is all she talks about since we saved hundreds by bundling our home and auto insurance.
Hey kid, it's pronounced Liberty.
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 Liberty. No, she's mocking me. Very mature.
Hey, that's a nephew too.
Hey, I'm not the one acting like a total baby.
She's two.
Only pay for what you need.
Liberty, liberty, liberty.
Liberty.
More speed, more action, more drama, more emotions, and more adrenaline. This is NASCAR. Real content. Rivalry without limits. A unique experience without limits. And it's all going down at the Autodromo at Manos Rodriguez. Feel the energy. Feel the intensity. Get your tickets now at NASCARMexico.com.
Great night, Nashville, Tennessee. Aerial coverage brought to you by the Lucas Oil Helicopter. You're watching round 14 for the NASCAR Xfinity Series. The second half of the regular season begins tonight. Parker Kligerman is in the booth. Austin Cindric, our special guest. I'm Adam Alexander. Ken Dillon hanging out down there with Carl on the pit lane. Fun stuff tonight as we feature Ryan Ellis It's our Race Fit Health Report brought to you by Breadstreet.
5 days per week, weight training, HIIT, sauna, bike workout. He doesn't only just work off track on trying to raise that function to be in that race car, also working on the physical side as well.
What is he doing ice hockey in North Carolina? That's what I
don't know. I know that's a big deal for him.
Joey's got to know, right?
Yeah,
He's you know the other thing he does? He does the phone curls because he's always calling everyone.
Getting ready to go back green.
I respect that more than anything else. That's better than some ice hockey.
This is going to be a good restart here.
Yeah, we get a bit of a rematch here between Allgaier and Hill, and you got cycle on tires now for all these guys. It happens a lot in these cars in this series. You don't quite know what's going to happen with your car and the balance, but I think if Austin Hill gets as good of a jump as he did last time, he might have an even better shot with this being older tires.
The Echo Park Automotive restart zone awaits Allgaier and Hill as we resume action stage 2.
Green flag.
Justin got a pretty good jump there. See, Carson Crumble got to the back bumper. Austin Hill gave a bit of a push. Can he stay beside Justin? No, but right.
3 wide for third. 3 down low for second.
Sammy's been the way up the racetrack across 3 lanes.
Old teammates racing for the runner-up spot. 00 Sheldon Green. Look behind him. 4 wide at Nashville. Are you kidding me? 54 rookie driver Taylor Gray comes through.
That wasn't going to work. I like the bump draft here from Chastain into the back to Sammy Smith. Down to the inside, side draft into 1.
I would say he's helping. He's just pushing him out of the way so he can drive through. Thank you to Acceptance Insurance for letting us ride on board through that. Who else but Ross?
Nobody. That was an awesome move. Just the whole sequence there from off turn 4 to get in the back bumper of Sammy, pushing him, using him, then side drafting and getting the pass completed.
5 junior motorsport Chevys in the race tonight. They're all in the top 10.
Schmeyer and Smith can't get away from each other. This is just like the last restart. They're just dogging each other for this.
Sam just sent it on to the inside there. He's probably going to slide up a little bit here. Finally, he's probably going to complete this pass. That's a welcome sight for him to not be beside the 8 for once.
I'm board here with Christian Eckes trying to get a run on the 8 car running up high. Almost probably too high as you hear him back out of the gas. And I think this is the point in the race where the drivers don't quite know where the track is anymore. We've had a few refires, we've had a few cycles, and rubber's gotten pulled up as you see Eric Almirola really laying the air pack here to the 88 car. And guys are trying to figure out what lane they want to run now. You see some guys trying high, trying low, but sometimes you just have to go back to the well and try the bottom.
And one factor that you can see visibly on your screen as we've gone into the nighttime here, this has not happened to a Xfinity series in many, many years, to be racing here tonight. A lot of teams had no idea what this would bring in terms of handling and how this track would change. They were watching old truck races, trying to figure out what might happen. So not only do you have those refires on these tires, the rubber being picked up, but also we're going into definitely different and cooler conditions than we've raced here in the past.
So he knows what they need right now with Ross Chastain. He has passed so many cars in such a short amount of time, running high, running low, making all the right moves. And I'm not saying this like I'm surprised, but it's bad news for these guys. And if he's able to get close to Allgaier, who's opened up a big lead, it could be a good little show.
Number 9 plus 4 since the restart, paying off statistically what you're talking about. And he's got more right in front of him. Eric Almirola is there. You got Connor Zilich. Engine number 9 playing quite nicely tonight as he moves around. He's got a great handling race car, Kim.
Ross Chastain's running pretty well. Yeah, running 6th.
Speed is good on that car, but Ross came on and said,
I would pick Almirola's running 5th right now.
He said, in fact, so loose, I'm
Got Sheldon running in 2nd, though. That's pretty cool.
It's been a while since I've had a car this free. They'll look to add wedge the next time. Maybe just not keeping up with the migration of the racetrack, because earlier in practice, they were so happy they were able to do a very long run in practice. So they'll look for some changes. Again, they've got pace, but not the balance, Dylan.
Yeah, another car that's been an early mover is Taylor Gray in the 54 car. Started 24th. They played the strategy right there, flipped the stage before the end of stage 1 and got some track position. And then Taylor had a couple good moves on the restart as well to gain some spots. They were a little bit tight this morning in practice, actually a lot tight. Spoke with Jason Ratcliffe and he said, I want to emphasize being good on the bottom. That's what we did in practice. And if we're good down there, I think we'll be able to move around and shouldn't have any issues. So whatever they've done on the 54, it's at least worked for now. And Gray's been on the move, Carla.
Yeah, not a driver that sounds like they've learned more in the first half of the season than Sammy Smith. You think about him getting DQ'd at Charlotte last finishing 5th, but he's still in a great mental state today. You even go back to his DQ, or him capitalizing on a DQ at Rockingham and then penalized at Martinsville. He said the Martinsville situation might have been the best thing that ever happened to him. He's also been mentored by former NASCAR driver and Hall of Famer Carl Edwards. He's kind of helped with his off-track mentality this season, and that seems to be helping a lot, guys.
Well, that's never bad to have a Hall of Famer give you some good advice. And I agree with, the sentiment there around what happened with Sammy at Martinsville and how he sort of changed his outlook and how it's made him probably have to look at things from a higher level than he has in the past as he gets real tight here. Daniel Dye on his rear bumper right now. He's not going to be happy about that. That's not going to play well inside the race car.
But how about Dye? In the way they played the strategy, you get those stage points, and it's working out well because now, so many times you give it up, you can't get it back after you get the points. He's doing it, driving back up through there, and much needed, as I said, a DNF last week in Charlotte. They needed to come back.
Right, and after, he had the lead there, but lost it down in turn 1 when they stayed out during that caution towards the end of stage 1, and he sort of lost the front end, went up the racetrack, but recovered nicely and stayed there in the top 10, so that was pretty impressive to see. I think he would love to have that restart back and be able to do it again, because I think he has the speed in that race car that had he stayed out there, he possibly could have won that stage.
Well, because you think about Clements and DiBenedetto were up there, and they did finish in the top 3. He fell back right around 5th there at the end of the stage. For 3rd, Eric Almirola, 19, 21, Austin Hill. And by the way, as Almirola completes the pass, I'm glad for the sake of Ross Chastain that the car's not handling well. I hate it for the competition because he is just cutting through there, and Kim said he's got speed, just not the handle. If they find that in this final stage, 9 will be really dangerous.
And Austin, when we were on board with Chastain, you could see him working the outside and making it work on the exit. It's so tough to do here as we go on board with Austin Hill. He's running the outside, but he doesn't get that momentum on the top side that you see on the exit of the corners, whereas the 9 seems to, every time we go on board with him, he closes on the cars in front on the exit of the corner.
When he's to the edge of that dark groove that's been rubbered in, and he's been almost single-handedly pushing that up. I feel like some guys kind of run up, but he's been to the absolute tip top of it, and you have to be so disciplined to not jump that extra little bit and look for that line. But he seems like he's stabilized a little bit. Really interesting to hear as you see him get loose. Really interesting to hear the report there about him not being super happy with the handling of the race car. And I think some of that it can come down to track conditions. Some of that can come down to not being in this car really much before. But he's still making it work when he's been uncomfortable.
And as we're on board there, Adam, you can hear him pedaling it, but he had to go to the bottom because I think Zillich got the message probably from his spotter that the 9 is using the outside so effectively, as well as the 21. So Ross Chastain's had to change his line and go lower, and that car is really loose when he's lower. He needs almost that fresh concrete on the outside you were talking about, pushing that groove all the way up to just get some grip in that right rear tire. The bottom is not working for him.
As we're talking about these guys trying to make laps from up top, Allgaier agreed the 2 fastest cars right now are not in the bottom. Of course. It is so difficult to convince yourself sometimes of what lane to run when you're hearing information about different things and you're feeling different things, but then the guy who's winning the race right now is running the bottom. So in this situation, you got a great battle here. You have to just go where the other cars aren't and make it work. Right.
The better driver to watch long haul in this race is Zillich, because just the knowledge that he continues to gain in his first start here.
And Austin Hill continues to fight this race car. It just seems like as we get to the mid portion of the run, something goes amiss inside that car to what he wants it to be doing, because he just starts to fall back. He's constantly on defense, corner after corner, just can't seem to find the handle and be able to move forward and generate positive momentum. Thankfully, he keeps starting with a lot of track position.
Yeah, short run and pit stops, man. Yeah. They pay off big time. Sammy Smith is still out here battling for his life to try and keep track position, talking about it.
Jesse Love's been quiet. If you go to this race last year, started in the back, didn't make a qualifying run, drives up into the top 3. I had him circled on my short list of drivers coming to the weekend, but they have not been quite as fast as I thought. And then there's, Harrison Burton in the 25, 13th. They need a good run. Came in just above the cut line, and he's trying to capitalize with another top 15.
I was hanging out with Jesse Love and his hauler earlier today, and his crew chief Danny Stockman after qualifying, who was quite quiet in terms of Danny because wasn't too impressed with their qualifying effort. Around 15th, and Jesse didn't quite know what upset with himself as well, but he felt like at least with what they were looking at, they were pretty good on the long run. I think we've seen that where he's been able to make passes, though. And a car that can make passes here at Nashville usually means a fast race car. As we look at the 10 of Daniel Dye. Hello.
That's one way to make a pass.
We talk so much about this rookie class, and Dye is one that has been incredibly consistent versus some of the others, and it's showing again tonight in position to get a stage point or two again as we head toward the end of our second stint of the race.
Nothing can make you more frustrated for Taylor Gray in that position, getting bumped out of the way, especially here. It's about 125 mile an hour mid-corner speed here at Nashville. So
that's the short track piece.
Yeah, that's the short track part.
Yeah, that's where it starts to feel more like a short track, and it's something you don't see very often. That's for sure. But obviously, no harm, no foul.
Not anywhere you're doing 125 mile an hour in the middle of the corner. You're still going pretty fast around here.
Restart didn't go good for Josh Williams, but he's trying to make a comeback here, racing for position. That's 13th on the line, he and Harrison Burton. And you look at Colleague overall tonight, I'd say 3 in the top 15 with 2 rookies when you consider some of the challenges they faced this year. He'll take it as we head toward the end of stage 2. Very much in the game for the final run of the night.
And they need it. They desperately need it, especially that 16 car. You know, last week just getting a 9th with no stage points, but still having some positive movement in the points. I just think this team came in with so much promise and so much enthusiasm behind them. What Christian's been able to do in the truck series the last couple of years, what the 16 car has done with AJ Allmendinger and Alex Jantz, who's the crew chief, who's done such great things with AJ. I think that a lot of people looked at this, including myself, as someone who is going to be, you know, right at the front immediately, and they just had such a tough start to the season, Kim, but they're finally looking like they might be turning it around.
Yeah, and Christian has been great here in trucks. This team has been great here in the past with AJ. When I checked in with crew chief Alex Johnson, it was interesting. I kind of asked him to reflect on the first half of the regular season versus where they are now, and he said the biggest thing I'm trying to instill.
Got 4 to go in the stage. Allgaier's leading still. Leading by like 3 1/3 seconds over Creed. Almirola's up to 3rd. He was my win pick.
That can start snowballing and then tripping over yourself and having finishes you don't like, and it becomes this big cycle. So right now the goal is for Christian to have fun.
Well, knowing a little bit about Christian, and I can relate to this, I am my harshest critic, and I feel like he's a guy that puts a ton into it. You know, Nolan Presley, somebody I've worked for spots for him, and has told me that, like, he reminds him of me, right? And just as hard as he works, and it's awesome to hear that, but at the same time, you can absolutely get lost in the game, and this is about having fun. We get to do some pretty incredible stuff, and driving race cars for a living is about as good as it gets, and it's good to see hard work, you know, starting to slowly pay off for those guys.
It is weird when it gets too serious sometimes, right? You have to have that check with yourself. Wait a second.
Here's
I get to drive race cars for a living.
Here's how dedicated he is, though. Alex Jantz actually gave him a key to the shop. I mean, that's not normal, right? So, 2 to go in the stage. Allgaier leading by 3.2 seconds over Creed. Creed's really doing a good job of collecting much-needed points. And Aaron Hill continue to fight for 6th.
Right, that's really big for Sheldon Creed, this Double Zero team. You know, last week they were put in an awkward position where they had to make an unscheduled stop. They got a lucky caution which got them back, but had they not gotten that and had a bad finish, they were looking at being outside of the playoffs. Still was on the bubble coming into this race, but points like this, second place in the stage, absolutely massive for that team to get started going back the right direction in terms of points.
Blaine Perkins trying to stay on the lead lap as we finish stage 2. Allgaier playing nice right now. Even if he goes by, he'd get the free pass, right?
Got one to go on the stage.
Allgaier gonna get the stage sweep. 16th time in his career.
And Allgaier wins stage 1 or stage 2.
But I will say this, only 3 other times has he gone on to win the race. However, 2022, he got the sweep here at Nashville, and he also took the checkered flag. Creed, Almirola, Zilich, Chastain, your top 5.
So it's around a 14-minute green flag run to end stage 2. I have to pee.
Saturday night, it's the Xfinity Series on CW.
Closed captioning for today's race is brought to you by Tableau TV. Pay once, watch forever.
Race fans, don't miss a single lap. Catch the races for free with Tableau. Plus, pause and record all the action.
At Ace, however you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
Having insurance isn't the same as having State Farm. It's like getting Bateman when you need the protection of Batman.
Easy, Batemobile, not too fast, baby. Any last words?
Just one. So long, dermatologist.
That's why you need the real deal.
Go home, Bateman. Do a podcast or something. That's hurtful.
So don't settle for just any insurance when there's State Farm.
Hey, Dad, check this out. Baby back ribs. Where does it go? Nobody knows.
Okay, how did you do that?
Honey, he's a magician.
It was sauced perfectly. Will you just at least not do it to the other rib?
Everyone's getting that new Simply Save outdoor monitoring.
How do we compete with AI-powered outdoor cameras and live agent monitoring?
Stop. This is Simply Safe.
Whoa! I didn't even see those guys. There's no safe like Simply Safe.
From a very young age, I had a dream, and I was determined to make it happen.
We the future. We want to prove that we the best.
CW6 is your official home of the New York Lottery. Watch Saturday night for your Lotto, Win 4, and Take 5 results on the CW6 News at 10.
Behold, the most refreshing refreshment the world has ever known. Right now, they're just $1.99. That's right, ice cold liquid elation for $1.99. So pass around the straws, because your drink is waiting. Sip, sip, hooray. Get a small smoothie, frappe, or roasted Coca-Cola beverage for $1.99.
There's like a 13.5-minute green flag run there.
It turns into a total hot mess if you don't update it, all freezing and glitching.
That's like your immune system without vaccines. Vaccines, the software update your immune system needs with all the love and attention it deserves.
Vaccines have saved millions of lives.
From measles, mumps, polio, tetanus, and other life-threatening diseases. And when everybody gets their shots, boom, immune system dream team.
So yeah, update your body. Because walking around with your immune system not knowing what's up, so last year.
Finding a quality roofer can be tough.
I'm tough and a little invasive.
I'll beat any price.
Get out! How did you get in here? Dog door.
You don't have a dog?
I do.
Stellar Roofing's professional staff and industry-leading warranty guarantee your investment for decades to come.
CW Sports coverage of the NASCAR Xfinity Series is brought to you by Golden Corral. Golden Corral honors our nation's heroes. And by Progressive. Save when you bundle home, auto, and motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. 2 stages complete for the NASCAR Xfinity Series here at Nashville Super Speedway. Is it going to become the Justin Allgaier show here? He gets the swing.
Got the makings right now.
Control of the race.
The batter is
He did win stage 1. Yep, you're correct, Jude.
Right now. I said before the break, this finish coming. What? And I'm rooting for it, but he's got all kinds of phrases over there. Progressive Pit Road is open. Here they are, Kim.
We'll watch them come down pit road, starting with Eric Amaral at the top of your screen. He said, I still need a little more turn. It's still loaded up, slight air pressure adjustment on those fresh Goodyear tires. 00 of Sheldon Creed hitting the box right there. He said, free entry, tight center to fire off. But the longer I go, the more secure I get on entry. But that tight center builds really badly. Air pressure adjustment on that 00 Dylan.
Justin Allgaier has been really happy in clean air, but Jim Coleman going to stay ahead of the track and continue to free him up. Just a small track bar and small air pressure adjustment on the 7. Chassis adjustment as well. The 88 of Connor Zillin. He reported that he was edgy in and tight in the center, but better than they were on the first run. 4 tires and fuel for the 88.
Race off the pit lane, and we have a change in the front.
Sheldon Creed wins the race off pit road. Let's go, boys.
Allgaier loses one. Willis and Mayer moving in the right direction. Not as good for Almirola. Final stage when we come back to Nashville.
I
I have type 2 diabetes, but I manage it well. It's a little pill with a big story to tell. I take once daily, Jardians, at each day start. As time went on, it was easy to see I'm lowering my A1C.
And for adults with type 2 diabetes and known heart disease, Jardians can lower the risk of cardiovascular death too.
Serious side effects include increased ketones in blood or urine, which can be fatal. Stop Jardians and call your doctor right away if you have nausea, vomiting, stomach pain, tiredness, trouble breathing, or increased ketones. Jardians may cause dehydration that can suddenly worsen kidney function and make you feel dizzy, lightheaded, or weak upon standing. Genital yeast infections in men and women, urinary tract infections, low blood sugar, or a rare life-threatening bacterial infection between and around the anus and genitals can occur. Call your doctor right away if you have fever or feel weak or tired, and pain, tenderness, swelling, or redness in the genital area. Don't use if allergic to Jardians. Stop use if you have a serious allergic reaction. Call your doctor if you have rash, swelling, difficulty breathing, or swallowing. You may have increased risk for lower limb loss. Call your doctor right away if you have new pain or tenderness, sores, ulcers, or infection in your legs or feet.
Jardians is really swell, the little pill with a big story to tell.
You know Harbor Freight for affordability, but durability goes right along with it. You see, we test, and then we test again. Now, it's time for you to put us to the test. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
You love our legendary subs, so you'll love our legendary new Doritos footlong nachos. Doritos and Subway, two legends come together to...
Legends eating legends. Am I right?
Yes, thank you, Marshawn. Doritos footlong nachos. Just $5, only at Subway.
I've always been an active person. Yoga is a big part of who I am. I love how it makes me feel. But not long ago, I felt I had to hang up this old yoga mat. You see, I have symptomatic obstructive HCM, which left me so short of breath. I felt like a bystander in my own life. So I talked
Uncontrolled
to my
tire for
cardiologist,
Blaine
and he
Perkins.
prescribed Camzyos. He said it works by targeting what's causing my obstructive HCM.
Camzyos is used to treat adults with symptomatic obstructive HCM. Camzyos may improve your symptoms and ability to be active. Camzyos may cause serious side effects, including heart failure that can lead to death, a risk that's increased with a serious infection, irregular heartbeat, or with certain other medicines. Do not stop, start, or change medicines or dose without telling your doctor. You must have echocardiograms before and during treatment. Seek help if you have new or worsening heart failure symptoms. Camzyos is only available through a restricted program. Before taking Camzyos, tell your doctor about all your medical conditions and current or planned pregnancy.
With Camzyos reducing my symptoms, I've gone from sitting on the sidelines to being back in the game. My name is Stephanie, and this is my Camzyos moment. Call your cardiologist today and see if a Camzyos moment may be in your future too.
This weekend continues Ford Driving for a Difference, presented by the Gene Haas Foundation. 5 members of the Ford family of drivers, Sam Mayer, Sheldon Creed, Harrison Burton, Kyle Sieg, and Ryan Sieg, are driving in honor of a charity that's important to them, earning points throughout 4 races to raise money for the cause, with a total of $50,000 being donated. After earning 38 points in Charlotte last weekend, Sam Mayer currently leads the standings. The fun continues through the Pocono race, so keep tuning in to follow along and scan the QR code below to learn more and see how you can support these great causes. Here's Kim.
Yeah, and you guys talked at the top of the broadcast about the roughness in 3 and 4, specifically the bump. Here's what Sheldon Creed noticed during that last run.
Left side's on the yellow line. It just kind of lets the thing roll right around there. He can get to the gas before the bump on the line, and it doesn't make him tight. Where when I try to run the bottom, I get tight with that bump, so I have to come across it at an angle, like probably what you see.
So that he was mentioning, that was Justin Allgaier. You watched what Justin did. So for our drivers,
All right, getting ready to go for the final stage.
when you've noticed what
It's going to be 90 laps to go.
what you can do.
Well, that bump's big enough that you have to change how you drive the corner purely for the size and what that does to the balance of your race car. And what Sheldon's seeing is that Allgaier can do things over that bump because it affects his car differently. So I think it's good to observe that, but sometimes you have to separate what you can and can't do in your car.
Ready for the final stage. Front row, Sheldon Creed, Justin Allgaier. Here they are in the Echo Park Automotive Restart Zone.
All right, green flag. 90 to go. Oh, trouble already. Oh my God. That didn't last long. That was a 5-second green flag run. Christian Eckes involved.
Somebody would have had to miss the shift for all
Man,
this.
big crash. Ryan Ellis.
2 tires, the whole deal. Ryan Ellis, after a good race last weekend, his car's killed.
Might be like my shortest green flag run ever.
Christian's probably gonna have to stop
in the
that
stream.
car. Engine's overheating, losing all its fluids, radiators pushed in.
Or at least since I've been like recording that.
Man, I mean, here's a driver that came in with so much optimism after a top 10 finish at Charlotte last week, and last year here at Nashville leads every lap and wins the truck race, and tonight this. There'll be 5 DNFs in 14 races for Christian Eckes.
Some have been mechanical, some have been at the wrong place at the wrong time, like this. They just cannot seem to catch a break. See how this unfolded. A little checkup. Oh, it's just that stack up. You see the separation to the 0-0. Sort of hesitated as they got in the restart zone. That caused an accordion effect, and then Christian Eckes got in the back of Harrison Burton. You saw the 20 get spun out as he tried to check up the car in front of him on the outside.
And as a leader, you have the ability to launch whatever you want to.
Right.
And we're getting later and later in the race. Guys are getting hungry and hungry at restarts. We don't know without looking at data or mile per hour or whatever, but the 0-0 didn't look like he launched or stopped. It just, the field was anticipating him to go early, and that trickled back so far into the field, and it's crazy to think that you have that much damage going at such a slow speed, but there's a lot of race cars torn up from this one.
And we've seen this a couple times in the Xfinity Series.
Chester?
Actually, 2 years ago in New Hampshire, we had an incident like this. I did exactly what Christian Eckes did. And NASCAR will get on a lot of these teams for being too separated as you get towards the restart zone because it's instances like this. And it's also the reason you kind of want to have your spotter give you reference as to what's happening in front of you. But when it happens that quickly for Christian Eckes, you can't respond. Suddenly the 25 is stopped. You're trying to get through the gears and go as fast as you can.
Right, and without passing blame on anyone, the 88 car tried to anticipate this restart. He jumped forward, wasn't able to get it right. The 0-0 hadn't launched yet, and then this all goes back to this 16 car where he has this big impact.
There's a moth, Chester.
I mean,
I don't know where you went.
Even when
Flew over there somewhere. There he is.
You have a better view. The driver has no clue, and that one happened really fast. To where spotters, might not even be able to react. So it's it's just a tough gig there for Christian and their team.
And you brought up a great point, which is the camera's up top. He's sitting lower there. All he can see on a restart is that because you can't peek out, you can't move, you don't want to break the plane of the car in front of you. You have to follow them in their tracks to the line. All he can reference off is the car in front. That's where you hope your spotter can tell you in time. It just didn't happen.
Fifth caution of the night comes out early in our final stage. Creed in front of Allgaier, Zillich, Mayer, and Almirola.
Yeah, Almirola's involved.
Ending to the night for a few drivers here.
Caitlin Clark from the logo.
You know, life would be easier if I could do everything from the logo.
Allow me to assist.
Pickles. It worked. Buckets. Now that's a tomato. Sheboygan.
The answer is Sheboygan.
The match. P-E-Z-O-L. Auto,
From the logo. State Farm with the assist.
At Ace, however you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone. That sounds pretty perfect.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
This Xfinity Wi-Fi is booming.
The Wi-Fi is booming like a
10x double unicorn IPO.
Scream me sideways. It's bursting with Wi-Fi.
Well, everyone who knows a boom when they see one is going to want in.
The Wi-Fi's booming.
This is the one.
She fixes, she manages, she perfects. Because maintaining this space transports her to this space. The industrial grade product you need. Call, click, or stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Fill up on all the good stuff at Subway. All your faves packed with tons of crispy veggies and fresh sliced meats. And now buy any footlong in the app for just $6.99. Great bread, great meat, great sauce, great deal. Get on it, people. Order now on the Subway app.
Your shipping manager left to find himself, leaving you lost. You need to hire.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. Sponsored jobs on Indeed are 2.5 times faster to first hire. Visit Indeed.com/hire.
Like NASCAR but don't know who to root for? Toyota's got you covered. This guy went from dirt track to cup cars. This new kid is all gas, no brakes. And him, just a 3-time Daytona winner, no big deal. That's just a taste of our team of legends. Now you're up to speed. You in?
I knew it. I thought something is different about my man.
It's Blue Chew.
Blue Chew. Blue Chew? Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew. Blue Chew. You've done it again.
NASCAR on Prime at Nashville Super Speedway. Music City, baby. Let me play you my favorite song. Rewind Racing and a guitar if you win. Would you smash it? The only thing I'm smashing is the pedal on the right.
Here we go, Nashville. See what you got here. Safety up, safety up.
NASCAR on Prime.
Stream Nashville tomorrow. NASCAR, it's on Prime. Start your 30-day free trial.
And now we get our race fit health report for Ryan Ellis, brought to you by Res 3. Weight training with Benedetto. I don't feel like that's a fair fight. Mac can get after it. You know what I mean? Squat rack, bench press, whatever it is.
It's got to be great motivation if you're going in there. Just leave every day feeling like you're not good enough.
Well, Mac's biceps are about the size of his torso. So, definite motivation.
So he's one of the 11 cars involved in this caution that comes out early, final stage. What do you guys notice here as we watch it a couple of more times?
Just taking a closer look there at the 00 and the 7, just to see if maybe the 00 did have a checkup whatsoever. It really looks like what you pointed out, Austin, that the 88 was trying to anticipate when the 00 went, sort of mistimed it, and that sort of then causes the accordion behind him of all the cars suddenly checking up, as they felt like when the 88 went, that was the cue to go.
Yeah, I completely agree. You don't see something too egregious. I think the 7 rolls into the zone a little bit quicker than the 00, but it doesn't. The tough part is it happens so far back. The small thing that happens with the 88 and the 00 just amplifies all the way back through the field. Obviously, you get all these wrecked race cars.
Let's get Connor Zillich's radio. Here's Team 88.
Yeah, you can thank Sheldon for that. He parked it in the zone. As soon as we got to the zone, he hit the brake. Yeah, they had to put him in the rear for that. He tore up a lot of cars.
That's the other side of the story. Is, of course, if you're trying to anticipate it, you're going to feel that. We're trying to reference visually off of the 00 versus the 7 versus the 88, and that's a really tough thing to see. Obviously, Connor has the best view of what he felt like the 00 did. That's something that NASCAR does not want to happen. You're not allowed to sort of check up in the restart zone, play those sorts of games. They will call you out on that, especially if it's egregious. I just didn't see it there out of the 00. To me, it's like he just chose to go later in the box, didn't accelerate when others thought, and it feels like from Connor's position that's almost a checkup.
Kim?
Yeah, we saw Brandon Jones part of that incident. While he avoided disaster, he didn't come out unscathed. Came on the radio after sliding around Christian Eckes and said, I feel like I flat spotted my tires. They kind of debated on the radio, and Sam McCauley, the crew chief, said, well, a flat spot's better than 30-lap scuffs, because they did not want to put on their last set of Goodyears. Remember, they do not have extra tires for this race. Ultimately, though, they just brought him down. They felt like their best shot was to put on those sticker tires, so he has on his last set of Goodyear tires with 84 laps to go here tonight, Dylan.
And Kim, we've talked a lot tonight about the rubber pickup and the rubber that's getting laid down on the racetrack. Here's a pretty good example of what a tire looks like that just came off of a race car that has a lot of buildup on it. This is the right front off of Justin Allgaier's car that just came off the race car. And when they took it off, I thought that there was a problem with it because there's a ridge, probably the thickness of a coin, all the way around this tire that is just rubber buildup. It's basically been pulled off the racetrack. And here's where you can kind of see what a quote-unquote clean tire looks like, this bottom part of the racetrack. So Parker, Austin, you guys can kind of elaborate on this. When they tell you on the radio, make sure you get these tires cleaned off, this is why, because there's a pretty significant difference here between what you pull up off the racetrack and maybe what you want to put back down on the racetrack.
When we talk about that color change in the surface, that's why the color changes.
Where it goes.
We're pulling that all off the racetrack, and it's got to go somewhere.
And that's, to your point, Dylan, that's all that we see these cars weaving back and forth and trying to keep those tires clean, especially if you have hot tires after a long run and you do it on a restart. That's why we saw with the 10 of Daniel Dye, went straight up the racetrack when he was the leader, staying out towards the end of stage 1. It feels like you have no grip whatsoever if you still have some of that on your tires. You've got to work them in. It's so tough.
So much conversation about that last restart. Let's go on board and listen with Sheldon Creed in the 00.
I feel like we got the tail end of that acceleration there, but you know, when you go into the restart zone, drivers will do a multitude of different things. It depends on the speed, depends on the life of the tire, whatever. Some guys might drive brakes, some guys might do throttle. I think we got another look at this, but that's what you'll be listening for is what he does. Listen to the RPMs.
Yeah, we're gonna get earlier now. That was a little late before.
Listen to that, you hear the tone. The whole thing is even as you can probably have. But honestly, this happens in racing so often that the rest of the field anticipates something, and the only guy that doesn't change is the leader. And I really can't look at that and think that Sheldon really did anything wrong, but that tells me this field is amped up. The sun is down. We are going racing. These guys are ready to make moves because track position is important. We've seen it all night. The passes are hard to complete, and I think everyone's just ready to rip.
And that's the same stuff NASCAR would have used to also look at.
Fuck you, Sunday.
Like he checked up in the restart zone, but as you said, when you hear it there, the tone of that engine is consistent all the way to the restart zone, and then he gets going.
Hey, we got another restart coming.
Let's go.
It's the NASCAR Xfinity Series on CW Live from Nashville.
The itch and rash of moderate to severe eczema disrupts my skin. Despite treatment, it's still not under control. But now, I have Rinvoq, a once-daily pill that reduces the itch and helps clear the rash of eczema fast. Some felt significant itch relief as early as 2 days, and some achieved dramatic skin clearance as early as 2 weeks. Many saw clear or almost clear skin. Plus, many had clearer skin and less itch, even at 4 years.
Rinvoq can lower ability to fight infections. Before treatment, test for TB and do blood work. Serious infections, blood clots, some fatal. Cancers including lymphoma and skin, serious allergic reactions, GI tears, death, heart attack, and stroke occurred. CV event risk increases in age 50 plus with a heart disease risk factor. Tell your doctor if you've had these events: infection, Hep B or C, smoked, are pregnant or planning. Don't take if allergic or have an infection.
Disrupt the itch and rash of eczema. Talk to your dermatologist about Rinvoq.
Learn how AbbVie can help you save.
There's a reason they don't call them clean bikes, am I right? Yeah. Because of dirt bike
Gas stations.
poof. You gotta start at the top and work your way down. You want me to do yours next? Oh, you're from Oklahoma.
They have to fill the silence.
The bathroom code's 9914.
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents, but we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
Look at this hot rodder.
CW Sports coverage of the NASCAR Xfinity Series is brought to you by Progressive. Save when you bundle home, auto, and motorcycle insurance. Visit Progressive.com. Toyota, let's go places. And by Golden Corral. Golden Corral honors our nation's heroes. When you spend a night on Broadway in Nashville, the next day the race cars are louder. You know that, right?
I've done that a couple times.
Let's go down to Carla.
Yeah, here with
with Ryan Ellis, who just got out of the Care Center. Elation for you last week. Obviously, disappointment here. How disappointing is it for your day to end like that?
Extremely disappointed. I didn't know how good our car would be today, but it felt just as good as last week, and we're kind of biding our time, and really no idea what happened. We went to go to a restart. It kind of turned into a parking lot. Hate it because we had Tableau on board, Richmar, and felt like we really could have had another top 10 shot, and it sucks.
Thank you. Adam?
And thank you, Carla. Closed captioning for this race brought to you by Tableau TV. Pay once, watch forever. Let's try this again. With Sheldon Creed on the front row, Justin Allgaier. Creed taking advantage of a good pit stop. They go P1 on the restart.
If you're Connor Zilich, you doing anything different here?
I'm still going for the lead, man.
All right.
I actually wondered, based on his complaints in the last restart, would you take the outside lane instead of the inside lane here? It wasn't that bad, right?
No, you still on that inside.
It's not like his team got on the radio and said, nah, that wasn't the double zero's fault. I think it's going to be good. I think he got the best car start on the outside lane up for groove. Showed Creed's been able to help hold on strong. Obviously still looking for that first career win. Should be a lot of fun the other day.
79
All right,
laps to go.
going back green. 79 to go.
Jump by Sheldon Creed here to take the lead off the two.
Daniel Dye flashing out of line back there. Double zero off the corner, sliding up, all clear. Creed leads, Allgaier second, Zilich there in third.
Sanchez got the wall there out of two just a little bit. No harm, no foul. It looked like Connor Zilich definitely was giving a lot more room to the double zero on that restart.
I'll tell you what, getting after it. Little bump, Carson Quapple, push him out there, lost some momentum, 9 drives through for a spot.
Tell you what, with all these caution laps, this is the cleanest the racetrack has looked all day. We are right back glued to the bottom.
Look at Chastain. I mean, he gets 2 for 1. Now he goes down underneath the 54 of Taylor Gray, trying to get that spot for position. Put him up to 7th.
The bump draft down the front stretch to making the pass on the inside, I'm going to be calling it Chastaining from now on because he just keeps doing that. Rinse and repeat.
How about Daniel Dye tonight in the 10? Just been an outstanding performance for him. Second in the trucks last year here at Nashville.
Really competitive run for Daniel Dye. Great to see after disappointment last week how that left rear wheel fall off on the caution. Ended their day.
We're going through wide to turn 3. Thought better of it.
And Jesse Lund thought about it. Sammy Smith there as well, right behind them. 2016 Thompson starting to surface toward the front. As we have a battle for second. Zilich going after teammate Justin Allgaier.
This will be big for Creed. Hopefully get away. Zilich tries to hook that bottom. Oh, it's going to be tight for these guys. This is that situation we talked about, Parker. These guys are going to be locked too wide for quite some time if they both stay disciplined. And I think that's who's going to win this battle is the car that you can see. Does Zilich stay disciplined to the bottom, or all guys disciplined to stay in control of this guy's car?
Yeah, you don't want to overdo it if you're Zilich, but he's been able to clear Justin Allgaier here. Sheldon Creed didn't want to see that. He liked when they were side by side. It was a good chance to get away from these two. That 88 looks really racy right now.
Marty Lindley dialing it up. Oh, yeah. Final stage. He's the crew chief for Connor Zilich. Mentioned Dean Thompson back there in 13th. William Sawalich won the pole right behind him. 2 rookie drivers for Team Toyota. And they're racing with the guy that won Rookie of the Year 2 years ago. 8 is Sammy Smith, but Thompson going down there to try and take a spot.
You can tell it's nighttime, a little bit of glow there in the left front rotor for Dean Thompson. Used a lot of brake in this place, especially down into turn 1. More than you'd ever think you would.
Let's get a report from Carla at the Care Center.
Yeah, Adam here with Christian Eckes, who just left the Care Center. Obviously a lot to react to in a short amount of time on that restart. What did you see?
Yeah, I don't know. It seemed like the double zero sped it up a little bit and then slowed it back down and just kind of caused a train reaction. And I thought we were going. I stuck it behind it at 25 and couldn't see anything. So, unfortunately, I thought our Celsius Camaro wasn't quite as fast as Xfinity era, but it was top 10 potential, which is good for us right now. Is to get some finishes. I hate it for all these Collie guys. We tore up another race car, and yeah, I guess we'll take these 2 weeks off and we'll regroup again.
A lot of disappointment for Christian Eckes, Ken. Let's check in with Dean Thompson. This is our Toyota driver update. Currently running in the 12th position, trying to back up that best career finish last week. He had at Charlotte finishing racetrack right now, reminding him that it's going to be just a little bit edgy because on the last stop, they went up on the track car. Thompson in the 12th position.
Chastain now 6th, going around Austin Hill in the 9.
Can't imagine anyone has passed more cars in the top 10 than Ross Chastain here tonight.
He's been so racy on these restarts, and it seems like he kind of levels off. But I tell you what, who hasn't leveled off is Connor Zilic. He is heating up Sheldon Creed for the lead here, and he seems like he's just able to stay committed to that painted line a little bit better than Sheldon has been, and it's just inches by inches getting them close to that lead.
And I like that line there down in 3 and 4, sort of a wide entry and then diamond it back down to the bottom on the exit. It gave him great momentum. He gets right to the rear bumper of Sheldon Creed.
At this point, he's looking for options. He's shaping up his line, like you said, the bigger arc, the straighter exit, because he's close enough to Sheldon's car that he can actually affect the balance of that 00 car when he gets closer to him in certain areas.
Connor Zilic, 2 career wins, but he did it on the road. And we knew what a great road racer he was when he came over, started driving at the Xfinity level. Wants to win on an oval, to put an exclamation point on his talent. Second last week at Charlotte. Youngest driver to start a Coke 600. Very good Sunday evening in NASCAR's longest race at the Cup level. Running all but 2 laps, and here he is, dogging the 00 for the lead at Nashville.
When you saw Sheldon adjust to that line, Parker and I were just talking about, he immediately went to a higher entry, lower exit, and Connor had to respond as well with back to wrapping that line, and see he's getting right close to that left rear.
Oh, it's going to push him up the track. That's the move he needed.
There he goes.
To the lead.
Just got a little bit of
Connor Zilic to the lead.
00 got done easy. Connor Zilic drives through, and we talk about rhythm and momentum. Here's the 7 of Allgaier. These cars dancing around each other for the second spot.
He wanted to take advantage of Sheldon Creed getting moved down the groove. Quickly, gonna hope to make this pass down here in 3 and 4. He will clear the 00 here because he doesn't want to let that 88 get too far out.
Very, very important for Justin as that pass from Connor was absolutely textbook in these cars, and he's going to look to make lap time now. He's got the best car in the field, one of the best guys in these types of racetracks behind him, Justin Allgaier. He's going to have to make lap time and really run a smart race.
And it's really a big adjustment to what he was doing behind the 00 there, sort of reshaping the corner and changing his line. Now that he's got the clean areas in the lead, it's just like you said, making lap time. So now what is the fastest line for that 88? Most likely right on the bottoms, you see him there, but how do you enter the corners often? It's all those choices he's now going to have to make to try and extract lap time out of the 88.
66 laps to go for the NASCAR Xfinity Series at Nashville. And it's an 18-year-old on point, Connor Zilic around Sheldon Creed. Junior Motorsports in control at Nashville.
At Napa, we are the pros that know AC services inside and out. From professional-grade parts to complete system solutions, we have everything you need to keep your customers cool and comfortable mile after mile.
Napa know-how. Ooh, saucy. Hot. Don't you just love that you can take it all home?
How'd you like to take me?
After all these years, still spicy.
Come on, let's weigh and pay and go home, cowboy.
Your new bike is officially protected by America's #1 motorcycle insurer. You can now safely go wherever the wind takes us.
That's right.
It was one of those books that smelled bad, but in a good way, you know?
Oh, didn't think this through, did you?
Nope. You go without me. The owner and I aren't on speaking terms. Apparently the refills are limited.
Okay.
It's not okay.
My oldest daughter, Camilla, she came out fighting. 2 days old, she had to have open heart surgery. All of a sudden, she's on, 5 different medications. Me and the pharmacist got so tight. She said, GoodRx can save you a lot of money. Save that extra $200-300 a month. You do the math. The money we're able to save with using GoodRx, we're able to do all these extra activities. She can hit hard, too, for a little skinny baby. So it puts less stress on our household, and it puts less stress on our pockets.
The impetus for Element was just a recognition that my health was impacted by inadequate electrolytes. There was nothing on the market that met the needs. It tended to be super high in sugar, woefully inadequate in sodium. When I finally did get my electrolytes on point, it was like a light switch was flipped. We've seen this play out across thousands of health journeys. I hope Element can be just as meaningful for you.
Super Speedway. Music City, baby. Let me play you my favorite song. Rewind racing. And a guitar if you win. Would you smash it? The only thing I'm smashing is the pedal on the right.
Here we go, Nashville. See what you got here. Safety up, safety up.
Stream Nashville tomorrow. NASCAR, it's on Prime. Start your 30-day free trial.
Tomorrow, Grand Slam track from Philadelphia concludes. This is where legends are made. Grand Slam track from Philly. Tomorrow, 3 Eastern, 12 Pacific on the CW. I love watching. A huge track fan. And, you know, a couple of times this year it's followed us on the CW with an NASCAR Xfinity series. Saw it earlier today, but good stuff, and we look forward to wrapping things up tomorrow from Philadelphia.
You a fast runner?
No, I'm like a freight train with a 4-cylinder. You got way too much gear, and I ain't got enough motor, dude.
I'm going to change the subject. Aerial coverage provided by the Lucas Oil helicopter. I bailed you out on that. So, did you? You were digging a hole. Actually, you were digging a hole with a backhoe and not a shovel.
I'm just speaking the truth, man.
Maybe Parker was digging the hole.
I got different kind of athlete over here.
Let him on.
Different kind of athlete.
A couple weeks ago, we did the Grand Slam track promo, and Parker tried to tell me he ran like a 4.440. I'm like, I did for a while.
When I was 23, not now.
Let's get back to this race, right?
Yeah, we got real racing happening here.
For all of us.
Nobody believes me.
You know, Kim referenced what a great job that Dean Thompson is doing and what he did last week. And I just am so impressed with this rookie. Christopher Bell going to come over and drive for Sam Hunt in Mexico City in a couple of weeks' time.
I feel like Sammy Smith has been in the middle of it all tonight.
Yeah.
I don't think he's put a foot wrong either. You know, he's been put in some really tough spots and had to make some choices. And I think although it's not going to be the best finish here, at least right now, it's been a really hard fought effort, that's for sure. And here's Williams to watch. This guy that has obviously dominated the first part of this race and got put behind when the stage is flipped and all that. And I think him recovering, if he's able to recover into the top 10, I think for him in the year that he's had, that's a quality effort. I don't know what you think, Mark.
Really solid.
This has been solid for him to have a shot to get back in the top 10. Pretty much all under green as well.
Exactly what this team needed. Just run like today. The confidence of winning the pole and leading last, feeling clean air, and then to come back from losing a lot of track position through the flipping of stages and a restart that went kind of awry and forced him up the racetrack. To get back to the top 10, this is exactly what he needed, that team needs as we get in the second half of this regular season to make a push, possibly to get towards those playoffs. Most likely right now, I feel like they need a win, but these kinds of runs build towards that ability to go get that win.
You need those small victories. That pole is going to be what this team is excited about going into the next couple weeks, and gives them the life that they need to go after that winning speed. Because it's a company. Honestly, even William, he's been a driver that's contended to win races in some of the lower series he's been in, but the series is a big challenge.
Marquis champion. I mean, he knows what it takes. So we're glad that Austin's here with us tonight. Here's Taylor Gray going for position.
Ships it off in there.
11th, Sammy Smith under attack by those rookies from Joe Gibbs Racing.
3 wide here for a bit out of 4.
Wow.
Sammy wisely chooses to go behind the 54. And I liked how you said that about Sammy Smith. He's kind of been in a brawl all night. And these are the nights, if you can net a top 10 out of a night like tonight, sometimes those are the ones in the race where you said, I really earned my money today.
Oh, around goes the 18. Wow, Williams to Walsh is around.
Get a stop, get a fire, try to get back rolling again.
They were racing for 11th, 12th, and 13th on track in that situation. 54, 18, and 8, just outside the top 10. And William goes for a slide.
It was an almost 14-minute green flag run.
Just saying, commentator curse.
It's the announcer jinx for sure.
Well, it's tough because I pretty much did the same exact thing at the Cup race here last year. So maybe easy for me to say that that's easy to do, but coming off the team, racing on for position, no air in the door, goes for the side shaft and just runs out of road. Yeah, that's going to be a tough one to look back at. Obviously, frustrating after slow, long recovery to get to that point. It also sets up these teams for a difficult spot with tires with this many laps left.
Yeah, it's just like he wanted to go up there to side draft, and when you come off that corner, the track kind of falls away from you, as you referenced. It's kind of easy to do because of the shape of it and how that sort of works. And when you want to get up to side draft, you want to do it early. It just got up there too quickly. Yeah, just misjudged it, trying to get up beside him.
It's a difficult spot because you're kind of looking over your right front. It's the furthest thing away from you from the driver's seat to see exactly where you are. And sometimes guys will make incidental contact because of that. But yeah, it's just it's a tough lesson at a big stage that you'll have. And yeah, it should be tough for those guys to recover from that spin.
Blaine Perkins gets the free pass. First car one lap down in 33rd. So we're going to have 33 cars on the lead lap here. Pit road is open. You're in the window. You're going to come, and here they are. Got to execute on pit road. It is huge. They pull on the progressive pit road. Kim?
Top of your screen, that Sheldon Creed in the double zero. Said it fired off good, but then builds tight. In fact, that was the quickest I got tight all night. I need to be a little bit freer. You see the crew on the right side will be 4 fresh Goodyear tires. Sunoco fuel, slight air pressure adjustment, Dylan.
For St. Mayer in the 41, their balance has been a little bit up and down. They were tight and they were a little bit free on that last run. Looks like maybe just an air pressure adjustment. Justin Allgaier said, I need more rear security. They'll make an air pressure adjustment and tape for the 7. And Connor Zillage said, I am money. No complaints out in front of this field for the 88 car. 4 tires and fuel.
Brandon Jones the first off. Right behind him, those drivers that had been at the front. Connor Zillage of the front runners hold serve. Creed is second. Allgaier third off the pit way.
Brandon Jones didn't have
fourth overall, but third of that group that had been racing at the front of the field, +2 for Austin Hill when you look at the race off progressive pit road. We'll reset things when we come back. 6th caution of the night comes out when William Sawalich loses it.
At Ace, however you grill, we've got the perfect one for you. Because only your local Ace has all the best brands in one place, like Weber, Big Green Egg, Traeger, and Blackstone.
I have to pee.
That sounds pretty perfect.
Ace is the place with the helpful hardware, folks.
You love our legendary subs, so you'll love our legendary new Doritos footlong nachos. Doritos and Subway, 2 legends come together to...
Legends, indie legends. Am I right?
Yes, thank you, Marshawn. Doritos footlong nachos. Just $5, only at Subway.
New to Toyota Gazoo Racing, there are a lot of unofficial rules. Rules like only pass cars on the left. Don't drive on the grass. When you win, be humble. You know what they say. Rules are made to be broken. You in?
Why do dude wipes clean better?
Because they're extra large?
Because they're flushable.
Because obviously wet cleans better than dry.
Let's watch.
The wet side clears while the dry just smears.
It's just like her butts.
Dude wipes. Best clean, hands down. Ready, Tycoon? It's go time. Cash grab!
Iggy, I won again?
Daddy will be back soon. We're swimming in it now.
Winston!
Nothing beats playing with friends, except bankrupting friends. Give it to me.
Download Monopoly Go and play the new Star Wars event today. Wounded Warrior Project empowers post 9/11 veterans and their families with life-changing programs and services.
I realized I could be successful in a civilian career.
We stand by warriors and advocate for their needs going forward.
They were by my side in the hospital, and they're still with me today.
Through our programs, community, and advocacy, we're proving
anything is possible.
Learn more at woundedwarriorproject.org/connect.
Great summer run coming coming your way for the NASCAR Xfinity Series on CW after a weekend off. We're road racing in Mexico City. June 14th, 4 o'clock Eastern Time, 1 o'clock Pacific. And I am so fired up about our booth lineup. Austin, thank you for being here tonight. Ross Chastain going to join us in Mexico City. Blaney at Pocono. Kyle Busch coming back. The Dinger on the streets of Chicago. Christopher Bell in Wine Country. Those last two, when you think about a dynamic perspective and at the tracks we're going to, Hamlin and Dover, Kyle Larson in Indianapolis, who will be the reigning winner of the Brickyard 400. That's just awesome stuff.
It's going to be really fun.
Well, it's going to be fun.
He's getting back green.
It is. So here we go. Brandon Jones had no tires. They do fuel only. That's why he was the first off.
Pace car's off, and here we go. Green flag's back in the air. 48 laps to go.
Immediately tries to make it 3 wide. Get rid of the car with no tires. Zillich on the top. It's going to be a good race off at 2 as here's Allgaier inside. All clear 7 back to the race lead.
Allgaier back to the lead.
Big move to get control of this race back down to the bottom. Easily cleared Brandon Jones, who's suffering on those old tires, but down ahead of the 88. It looked like he may have had a better car that last run. This is big. How does Connor Zillich respond?
Eric Almirola looking for third, leading on the 00 of Sheldon Creed. Everyone gets away. Almirola is through, and now Creed's teammate is there. 41, Sam Mayer.
We heard Sheldon Creed struggle with a tight race car, but he's able to turn back underneath. Eric Almirola, and they're 3 wide down the backstretch. Who's going to get?
I don't feel good about it. Mayer down on the bottom, outside Almirola, and somehow Creed just squirts through from the middle lane.
That's huge for him to at least be able to stay in touch with these guys, because these CRM cars have been so fast as these guys finally get it sorted out. Almirola's been really quiet all day, but he's been a factor, and here's a boy Chastain up at the top.
And racing with Daniel Dye, I just can't say enough about the 10 and how great he's been here tonight.
A really strong run for him. Also Carson Kvapil there in the 1 car.
There's that contact up at turn 4, just leaning on each other.
Perfect little kiss.
No problem. No problem.
That's not what he said on the radio.
Just let them know he's there, man.
I love how calm you are in the broadcast booth.
He's working his hands inside that race car on. Still gets the side back down the straightaway, but doesn't end up netting the position. A great fight back by Sheldon Creed. And Connor Zillich right on the bumper of Justin Allgaier.
Yeah, he is right there and not letting the 7 get away.
This is setting up the longest run of the race at Nashville Green. So these guys are fighting for the control that they want for this race. But Connor has been relentless here.
Every junior motorsports car, all 5 of them inside the top 10 with 44 to go. But this is the duo we're focused on. Allgaier gets the lead on the restart. Zillich hanging tight.
Allgaier and Zillich having a good battle for the lead. 44 to go.
And the run prior was he started to open up that entry, reprofile the corner in some respect, sort of turn down and get momentum. He's going to have to find something like that, or just get to the rear bumper of that 7, pack some air, and get him off the bottom. He's just so good at wrapping the bottom.
Doing on 7 here.
And just real quick, guys, some radio from Jim Pullman to his team about what he needs from his driver. We need the 5 best laps of your life here to hold off the 88. Justin told me before the start of this race, no mistakes tonight is going to be the difference maker. He's got to continue to lay down some good laps here.
So they know there's not 5 laps to go in the race, but what they mean by that is on lower air pressure, newer tires, they feel like maybe the 88's a little better, maybe the 7 isn't good on the short run, but they know how good it is on the long run. If he can hold off Connor here for these 5 laps, then that gives him the chance to get that car back in its operating window and hopefully build a gap to the 88.
And I feel like we saw that on that last run. Connor was able to shoot through the field, get past the 7, get past Creed, take the P1 spot, able to control, but Allgaier did not let him go. He had that down to half a second before we went caution that last time. So, and I think Connor has that sense of urgency as well. He's searching around the racetrack, looking for something to do, something different as we see a tight battle already for the 4th spot.
You know, Mayer, 3 starts here, never finished outside the top 10. 4th right now in front of Almirola.
Almirola running in 5th. He had a little damage in that record there.
You see it down in our bumper. He's another driver that's batting 1,000 here. When you talk about top 10 finishes at Nashville Super Speedway in the Xfinity Series.
If it wasn't for those Junior Motorsports cars, Haas factory team would be having a wonderful day.
How many times have we said that this year about so many organizations versus Junior Motorsports?
And they've been the talk of the garage in each and every week. As we got about 6 races into the season, everyone's been talking about the speed of these Junior Motorsports cars. You see Chastain here go down to the apron on the front stretch. Below Daniel Dye. That's going to get tight. Oh, wow. What a slide. He has been so aggressive at making passes. Not surprising to see
No one's
Ross.
surprised.
No, not at all.
But, you know, he's got to be a little frustrated because if you go back to earlier in the race, he's knifing to the field. Ken said it. And he's got speed, but just doesn't have the handle that he desires. And it's frustrating, I'm sure, for him because here he is at a track where he has enjoyed so much success, a Cup victory here, and really he'd be top 5 every time in the Cup Series if he didn't crash in one of those overtimes here last season. So Chastain is really dialed in at this place, and he's feeling it, coming off a victory in the Coke 600 Sunday night.
A lot of confidence there for Ross Chastain. You know, one thing I think between these two is they're very evenly matched. And I think this is a great test and learning experience for Connor Jones. We know how good he is on the road courses. It's not an if, but when he will win on an oval. He's already been so close. You look at Talladega, you look last week at Charlotte finishing second. He was really fast there. But how he's able to potentially make this pass and get by this 7, if he's able to do that, that will be the lesson. This will be one of the tallest passes he's had in his short career in the NASCAR Xfinity Series. He's finding a way by a car that's so evenly matched to his. If, in some respects, he could be a little better off than just being able to follow this closely in dirty air and stay right to the center.
Well, that's the thing. Only Connor knows what he's got in his car.
Still a great battle.
He's better or worse than Justin, and he's going to be making decisions based off of that. You know, what does concern me is we have now run, probably 10+ laps tucked up right behind the 7 car. And to say they are equally matched, he's going to be doing more damage to his tires doing that. But I think whether if it's his urgency or if he's just that much better than Justin. But knowing Justin as well, the veteran that he is okay with a 3/10 lead. And that's all that he needs to be able to manage his race. And I think this is an opportunity for Justin to manage and I think Connor to learn what Justin's game is.
36 laps to go in the race. Let's do our Xfinity fastest lap. You see the purple stopwatch next to Allgaier's name in our bumper.
That's our running order, Adam.
Yeah, and it's unbelievable, right? Because they're all delivering, and you see why they are 1, 2, 3 in the running order. And I just think about this summer ahead and how entertained we're going to be. What we got last Saturday in Charlotte, what we're seeing tonight out of both Allgaier and Zillage. I mean, they were a part of the equation all day in Charlotte, and here we are again. Doesn't matter what type of track, what the surface is. These are 2 guys I feel like we're going to be talking about, not just in the summer, but in the fall when that championship is on the line.
Well, Connor Zillage was really loose there down into turn 3. You kind of saw him get sideways a bit as he got to the center. You saw the flames coming out of the exhaust. So he's out of the throttle there for a long period of time, down into 3, into the center. That's not what you want to see on the 88. You mentioned it, running behind the 7 so closely. Yes, that means you have a competitive race car, maybe even have a better race car, but you're doing more damage to those tires than just Allgaier's doing in that clean air ahead of you.
I'm going to go back to last week, and Allgaier feels like he's going to win at Charlotte. You get the caution, and some come in, and Jim Coleman calls Allgaier in, and Allgaier says, I decided to stay out. Calls an audible. Ultimately, they end up not winning the race, finishes 4th. And Jim Coleman said, you know what, we win as a team, we lose as a team. He said it on the radio, but I talked to him here yesterday, and he reiterated it. And with some teams, you would say that's just team speak, coach speak. With them, it's not. There is so much trust in that organization between those two. It's why they won a championship last season. And when you look at what Junior Motorsports has done, 5 wins, 4 drivers, they've really been good as an organization here tonight. And Corey Day had the spin first time here, and the 17 is starting to re-enter the picture late running in the top 15.
Yeah, I would assume that they were down a set of tires, which is why we haven't seen him again. But I tell you what, a pretty good run up through the field here, racing against these full-time guys, and with a shot in the top 10 right in front of them.
A great comeback. A place that's really hard to pass. You see that for the lead right now, how difficult it is for Connor Zilch to try and make a pass with Justin Allgaier. We've seen it throughout the night. But for Corey Day to come back from that spin, I think they most likely put on scuffs at some point there. So they are equal tires right now compared to the cars around them. Still, it's a really competitive run, and it's all part of the learning process.
The expectations have changed for them, no doubt, with Day behind the wheel versus all the championship level drivers we see from the Cup side running it for Hendrick Motorsports. But I'm going to tell you, he's got a lot of seat time coming up. They're not too far off. I mean, he could find his way into the top 5, maybe even in position to win. Adam Wall, great leadership on the pit box, and Greg Ives was actually down working with that group yesterday. It speaks to just how important this operation is for HMS.
The last couple laps, Connor Zilch has just been a little bit faster than Justin Allgaier here, so we saw that slide. Let those rear tires cool down again. Make some more runs at it. Just a little bit of a slide right there as well. We don't want to see too many of those with 30 to go right now. But he was starting to take off some faster laps than Justin.
It's the thing you got to keep reminding yourself is, and that's the information I want as a driver, how many laps do I have left to make these tires live? Because you can't sit here and think that there's going to be another caution. There's probably a high likelihood. I don't know what the statistics are, but you might have that, and you'll deal with that when you get there. But otherwise, you know, we're a quarter of the way and a third of the way into this run if it does go green. And those are things you have to understand as a driver. Here's some 88 radio.
Lap traffic, yeah. Got some lap traffic coming into play.
The lap traffic. Yeah, I think that's going to be a huge part. If these guys are that evenly matched, they're talking the driver up, hey, he's starting to struggle, you're better than him. You know, that's the information you want to hear as a driver, right? But that lap traffic is going to start to throw some things at Justin where he's going to have to really lean on his veteran experience. And as you see him right ahead there, that's the lap traffic. They're on the same straightaway. So Justin's got a short amount of time to figure out how he's going to manage this. What lanes is he going to use? You know, they've been wrapping the bottom this whole time. What's my car going to drive like once I move up into the higher lanes? And Connor's got the advantage to be able to react to the situation.
And some of that traffic I've been looking ahead is running the bottom, some is running the top, so it's not going to be an easy decision for Justin Allgaier. The worst thing that can happen is they get side by side. He doesn't want to see that at all. But yeah, this is definitely going to be the opportunity for Connor Zilch if you can find a way to use one of those lap cars as a pick, or if Justin Allgaier gets held up at all.
When you look at longest green flag runs tonight, currently at 22 laps. Longest of the evening was start of the race when we got 36 under green. But late in the race, the runs are a little bit different. And lap traffic going to be, as you guys talk about, a much bigger factor than what it was earlier in the race, which it was basically non-existent. So a whole lot about to happen that we haven't experienced so far tonight.
And one thing, Austin, I always felt like when you're the lead car right now, you got to be mentally noting exactly where these cars are running. As you catch them, be planning a lap or two ahead. Mentally noting, okay, that car's running the bottom lap after lap, corner after corner. I need to know if I have to go high or where I want to time that pass. You don't want to get caught out where you find that you don't remember exactly where that car is running as you catch them.
And that's where you're relying on your spotter. I mean, Eddie Haas up there trying to make deals with these guys, get them the heck out of the way, right? It's the race on the line as you see the 5 car goes to the bottom. Justin, the first time in a long time, he's had to run up and understand what the car's like. But that's the first obstacle overcome for Justin. And each time it's a small win after that. As he sees him too wide in his mirror, he knows he's got a little bit of breathing room and he'll set up for the next one.
Blaine Perkins, get around the 5 of Chris Wright. By the way, all these drivers, all on the lead lap, right? Or most of them are. And the 53 is not Maggio. But when you start seeing guys that are...
Glad the Xfinity Series finally got a national night race, yeah.
Pretty hard, not give you much room.
Night racing is always better.
Something to get them back in the game a little bit.
They don't want you to get there, but also that was a net gain. Just around the 5 car. Connor Zilch got held up a little bit. You don't want to have too many more of those. So far, it's been easy pickings for Justin Allgaier. He seems to be catching them in the exact right places. They exit the corners perfectly timed.
The cars he's going to get, it's going to get harder and harder and harder to make the right decision because you're going to get to more competitive race cars the further up the field you go. I mean, you can look at a guy like Anthony Alfredo. He's a pretty smart guy, pretty savvy driver, you know, and he's just trying to fight on the lead lap, like you said, Adam. And each one of these guys is going to be much more difficult to get around if they put up a fight.
And by the way, I want to give credit where credit is due. Maggio had gotten back on the lead lap, so he was a lead lap car. Now he falls a lap down as Allgaier and Zilch come through. For 9th place here. You got the 2 of Love, 54 of Gray. And I look at Taylor Gray. You know what? He's 15 points below the cut line and just trying to hang in it. Not been a real easy day for him.
New lane unlocked by Jesse Love there, 1 and 2. I don't think anyone's been that high on purpose. It's saving 3 and 4 here out of the groove, basically, of the black rubber that's laid down.
And that was too high.
That was too much. It worked in 1 and 2. It did not work in 3 and 4.
He's clearly finding grip up there, and he wants to use it. I mean, this is
William Sawalich going to the garage. He's done for the day.
Jesse go right back up to it, all the way up above the rubber on the racetrack, and finding really new lanes to use. And that's when you're looking for grip, struggling for grip in the car. As Adam talked about, we're approaching the longest run of the race, and we've got enough rubber on the racetrack that you either need to be looking for a new lane or be really good on the bottom.
Such a shame for Williams. Sawalich there sounds like it's maybe an engine issue. We went through a lot of very tall grass down there on the inside of the backstretch. You have to wonder if it packed up on the radiator and potentially overheated that motor. A lot of issues that can happen from spinning out like that, or if the engine spun backwards while in gear and he spun out.
Second career pole, the 37 laps tonight. But unfortunately going to finish deep in the field with a DNF and snaps a streak of consecutive top 15 finishes.
Who's your favorite Burton here, Adam?
And I like them both, actually. I'm going to play this politically correct. Yeah, Burton 27, 25 Harrison Burton. We talk about drivers that need a good run to stay above the cut line. They're both there right now. Jeb plus 26, plus 5 for Harrison.
What's been interesting about these two, if you look at this season, they've been two of the most aggressive teams in trying to be off strategy on stages to get stage points. And it's worked for Jeb, and it's also worked for Harrison. And they try to take these organizations that aren't typically fighting for the playoffs and get them into the playoffs. Harrison Burton currently sitting right on the bubble. Jeb has done a good job to be a couple positions up, about 27 points, 26 points up right now over the cut line. And they've had very similar seasons in how they've tackled these last few races.
Well, you know, Jed played the game early to try and get some stage points, and he got shut out on a restart and didn't get them. But despite that, hanging around for another top 15, and as I said, 10th on the leaderboard at plus 26. That could change soon, though. Here comes Harrison in the 25. And Jeb's been doing it a while, driving for Jordan Anderson, but the impact that Harrison has made, his return to the Xfinity Series for AM Racing has just been remarkable. Organizationally, they have done a great job of getting that program pointed in the right direction. More lap traffic for Allgaier, Dylan.
Yeah, and it's time for Jim Pullman to keep his driver pumped up here with 16 to go. Here's his recent cheerleading message on the radio.
All right, boys, all about traffic friction from here on out. You and him. Bring it on, let's go. Stay on it, get timing right. Ball room down, time, get passes.
Veteran experience versus the young up-and-comer for sure. We'll see what kind of tricks Allgaier's got up his sleeve.
And I love this onboard shot as we look at that clear visor. You watch his eyes down the front stretch. He keeps a peek at the 88. You'll see exactly how far back he is. There it is, right there. All right, that's my gap. It didn't get any closer. I'm doing the right thing. You got a camera now in the Cup car.
Yeah, you're still looking at it, though, man. I mean, that look tells me he's not 100% convinced of the control, and we love that, right? I mean, these guys, teammates here battling as well for position here third, but it's clearly not over at the front of the field is what I get from that.
Hey, and these two are only a couple of seconds back as Mayer goes around 3. Pretty remarkable when you consider the run we're on and how stout the 7 is.
And Sam, for many laps here in this run, has been faster than the leaders several occasions in clean air. So obviously he's 2 seconds back here, and obviously getting around his teammate, be able to get this thing out and manage through traffic. I think it'll be important for him, but maybe a little too far back to have a shot at the moment.
Mayer hasn't won this year, but he's a really good road racer. 3 of our next 5 on road and street courses.
Yeah, Zilch will catch him. Unless we get a caution.
Would definitely be a threat there. I had a lot of high hopes for Ford here at Nashville. I feel like this fits their motors in a lot of respects, where they make power in these Ford motors.
And you know what?
It's just the Shooting Motorsports cars are continuing to be really fast all year.
Yeah, and Chevy hasn't been quite as dominant tonight, with Sawalich winning the pole and leading those laps, and Creed split the time out front. So Toyota and Ford have had some good moments tonight, but at the end of the day, it's going to be 2 more stage wins for Chevrolet. They're going to lead more laps than anyone, and in line for another victory. It'd be 12 and 14 races this year, and it's 12 laps to go for Justin Allgaier, who's starting to drift away just a little bit at the front.
Yeah, that last lap, Connor Zilic lost about 4 tenths. Something went amiss during that lap, lost a huge chunk of time. That's frustrating, Austin.
And what he's got a car in between now. Justin has some security. He's got that 99 car. He's going to have that 14 car. He's going to have 2 cars in between him. I think he's going to be looking in that mirror a couple less times down the front straightaway this go round, because he's able to manage this now.
It's Beard in the 14, going a lap down. Chastain, Almirola for 5th.
Chastain trying to keep up the most passes in the top 10 all race.
I think it's the most long run right now.
For sure.
Hey, Daniel Suarez going to drive the 9 car for Junior Motorsports in Mexico City. So Ross moves from the car to the booth. Suarez comes in, home race, and that'll be fun, no doubt, in a couple of weeks.
Daniel will have a few fans.
I am so excited to see the fan response today. Daniel's such a likable guy, but the fan response has got to be electric for next week.
It's going to be amazing.
Nick Sanchez trying to make a late push. And that career best finish at Charlotte, entered 3 below the cut line, 6 below tonight.
A solid first stage going, and then since that pit stop at the end of stage 1, lost a bit of track position, had to come back down pit road, I believe, for a loose wheel, and has really struggled to get some track position back.
So team owner Scott Borchetta here, home race for them, and a Nashville guy, and he's done so much for the series with his team starting it up. Patrick Donahue leading the charge. Parker, you know the story, so well driving for them the last couple of years, but great progress for everyone involved with that 48 laps.
That would be electric.
I hope they don't tell Allgaier what's going on here. He doesn't want to caution.
Absolutely not.
And Almirola and Chastain might produce one with 8 to go.
Saw Eric getting the left rear of Sheldon Creed earlier. He got about as close as you could right there, Ross Chastain, without touching. He wants the spot back.
You know, I thought this battle was over, but Eric's not giving up, man. It's still using that air pack. I mean, he's driving that deep into the corner, trying to get that 9 car out of the racetrack, give him a shot. Now he's going for a different lane here, trying to see if he can get some momentum on the outside. Surges the center, but not quite able to get to the power. Oh, Ross has to back out. That's an opportunity here.
In the midst of our longest green flag run of the night. We're at the 40 laps now of this run. 7 to go in the race. The advantage for Justin Allgaier just over a second in front of teammate Connor Zilic, as 2 veterans fight for 5th in the running order.
And Ross is searching again. He got a huge amount of momentum down the backstretch off of running the high side there. He's going to try it again in 3 and 4. We didn't see this work for Jesse Love earlier. Did they get back beside him? No, it does work. He's been searching.
He's been the one pushing that green up all night. So if there's anyone that I have confidence in that knows where that grip is, it's got to be Ross. And you can see, we saw Jesse up there probably 10 laps ago, and that's rubbered in now.
Oh yeah,
there's more guys throughout the field trying to use that as another teammate battle throughout the field. You know, see Jesse heating up his teammate in Toyota car.
And they could not have gotten to this position in more different ways. If Austin Hill starts on the front row and sort of slipped back throughout the race, Jesse Love started back in 15th, has worked his way forward continually. There they meet, fighting for 7th late in this race.
And every point being, every position being a point. I mean, look at the 27 of Jeff Burton, look at the 48 of Nick Sanchez, that's big. 39 is Ryan Sieg, he drops a lap down. Going to be 4 laps to go.
Justin Allgaier did this being so disciplined on the bottom. We talked about it all night, what he does so well, and that is wrapping the bottom and placing that car perfectly in the corner. And this racetrack demands that you place that car perfectly within inches, lap after lap, and he just does that so well. To look back at him going by the 39 and Ryan Sieg, oh, into the wall.
That come easily.
Nope.
Gotta stay seated up at the front of your chair.
I know, get the heart rate going.
I'll go back to Texas. You know, when Allgaier in the midst of a green flag cycle was so good, and Chris Wright had it get away from him, and Allgaier couldn't avoid the contact. Took him out of a potential victory there.
The whole race flashed before his eyes right in that moment.
He's hoping that was his final test for the evening.
The pulse doesn't appear to have changed for crew chief Jim Holman. I'm sure he's a mess on the inside, though.
Locked in right now.
Movie before, right? It's never easy to finish the deal.
They are simply looking for the white flag. They don't want to have that late race caution and restart to deal with. You won't have to go. If there wasn't caution, because the 54's got an issue. He's slow.
Seemed like he had a bit of smoke coming out there.
And I would say that's a broken record for them. How many times have we seen
54 is slow. Taylor Gray.
Charlotte, he had the left rear come apart.
Allgaier saying, just get me to that white flag, right?
Don't stop on the track. His teammate, the 18, had that. Williams Walsh had an engine issue. Looks like that smoke might be coming from the pipes.
Here's Allgaier, 1 lap to go. Sponsored by
White flag. One lap to go. Justin Allgaier is on the backstretch now. Looking like he's going to get another win.
Half of them resulting in top 5 finishes. And another dominating performance here tonight. Sweeps the stages. Leads over.
Swept the stages. Led over 100 laps. And he's going to do it. Justin Allgaier, purely dominant tonight, wins at fucking Nashville. Max points day for Allgaier yet.
That is serious redemption. A 61-point day is what they're referencing. That's winning both stages and the fastest lap, which pays a point as well. The Xfinity fastest lap. It's the max amount of points you can get on a day. No better redemption than that.
The cake's complete.
He did. He's baked the cake.
So it was about a 25.5-minute green flag run to end the race.
Talk about the points day padding his advantage at the top of the regular season standings, which of course adds 15 playoff points at the end of the year if he can finish that off.
It's such a veteran win. It's what you expect out of Justin, but I feel like everything.
Justin Allgaier, your winner.
They had solid stops on pit road. Justin executed every restart. I can't think of a single thing that they really did wrong tonight.
And that move on the restart to go below Brandon Jones, put it 3 wide onto the apron. He timed it perfectly, sent it down into turn 1, was able to clear the 88, and that to me was the moment he'll look at is how they got back control of this race and won it from that moment.
Off the roof hatch.
The 88 was in a really good position, but once the 7 got back that clean air, didn't have a chance.
We go back to 2022. He swept the stages, led 134, got the checkered flag tonight. Sweeps the stages, leads over 100 once again. Has claimed victory in Music City. 6 wins this season for JRM for 4 different drivers, and 3 of those courtesy of Justin Allgaier, Kim.
And remember, before the race, Justin said, I've got a guitar from 2022, but I've got 2 daughters. I need 2 guitars. Now he's got 2 guitars, one for Harper, one for Willow. He remains the king of concrete, Justin Allgaier, congratulating his team on a well-deserved win. Man, you were the dominant car, led over 100 laps, swept the stages, but you're also one of the best, if not the best, at wrapping the bottom. How much of this was car and how much of this win was driver?
These guys right here, they deserve this one more than anything. I screwed them over last week by making a pit call that had equally as good of a car, but this Hellman's Chevrolet was just absolutely on rails. Ashley and the kids are here. There's no cooler feeling than to win at a place like this, Nashville. The fans here are incredible. This race is special to me, and I said before the race that I really wanted to get a second guitar for both kids to have a guitar, so they can fight over both of them or one of them, whatever. But really proud of everybody at Junior Motorsports, everybody at the Hendrick in the shop, Chevrolet, all of our partners, Brand Fresh Culture, Jarrett, Carolina Carports, just, you know, Hellman's Mayonnaise obviously has been a big supporter of ours, and so go buy some mayonnaise. It's just super special, and just thank God for the ability to come out here and do this. You know, obviously, GD Motorsports brought some incredible Chevrolets today, and we were going to battle it out, and I think that last restart was going to be the most important piece, and it worked, and we're staying in a victory lane. It's pretty special.
You mentioned that restart. Let's walk through it. Tell me how you got the lead.
I didn't know what to do, and Jim Pullman, standing right over there, was the guy. You know, he's always the one that pushes me to be my best. Eddie DeHaan, spotter, same, you know, just pushing me to be my best. And, you know, on that restart, I knew that the 20 had old tires, and I wasn't sure how good it was going to launch, but I knew at the start-finish line we had to be able to get to his inside, and then just, obviously, having clean air, being out front, you know, race a lot of fun with Connor there, and I knew whoever of the two of us got out front was going to be the difference maker. Ultimately, it was us, so it was a great day.
Congratulations, enjoy it.
Thank you very much.
Willow and Harper both have guitars.
Alrighty, y'all.
Justin Allgaier, a winner at Nashville for the second time.
Justin Allgaier wins at Nashville.
And he referenced Chevrolet for the first time in
Alright, I'm going to end the stream right here. I will be live tomorrow for the Cup race at, I think, 6:45.
Justin Allgaier, this is his kind of place, and he showed you why tonight. And winning, it never
Pretty sure.
even though they're used to it in the 7 camp. The reigning champion, victorious one more time. Congrats, Justin Allgaier.
Yeah, I'll be live around like 7:45, 7:50, or 6:45, 6:50 tomorrow night.
Before taking Breasttree for my COPD, I had bad days.
But yeah, I'm going to end this shit right here. I want to thank you guys for watching.